Good afternoon and happy Father's Day to everybody, and welcome in to America's classic ballpark, FirstEnergy Stadium, for game number 6 of this week's series between the Reading Fightin Phillies and the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Welcome you into the pregame show. I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Bob McCool. Bob will be joining us in just a little bit. Well, last night for the Fightin Phillies, they captured their third straight victory over New Hampshire. It was a 7-4 win for Reading. It was a rain-shortened game. Reading won it as the game was called with 2 outs in the top half of the 7th inning. Reading got 3 runs in the 6th to retake the lead and take what would have been a suspended game into a completed game. And all in all, it results in Reading's 3rd straight win. 2 more RBI for Alex Benellis, another home run for Cade Fergus in the offense. They just keep producing, and that's been the theme over the last 3 days. Chuck King on the mound yesterday for Reading. It wasn't a perfect start by any means, but it was a gutsy outing, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, so it goes down in the books as a quality start for Chuck King. You'll certainly take that. Today's a rematch of Tuesday's series opener. Mitch Newborn and Devereaux Harrison, both righties, get the ball for their respective sides. That was a Tuesday game that the Fisher Cats were victorious in over the Fightin Phillies. But Reading, with the win today, will capture their 2nd series win of the season as they look to finish off the penultimate series of the first half on a high note before we resume this homestand on Tuesday against Hartford. Well, we're going to step aside for a moment here on our pregame show. As we do every Sunday, we'll take a look around the Phillies organization with our weekly minor league report. That's coming up when the pregame show rolls on right after this. Good evening and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium, America's Classic Ballpark, for a Father's Day edition of Fightin' Phillies baseball. Game number 6 between the Phillies and the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, reading the 3-2 edge in this week's series, and the Phillies are looking to win their second series of the season. Let's take a look at how the Fisher Cats, the visitors, line up tonight. They're led by the first-year manager, Brent LaValle. Their lineup is Edinson Paulino at second, leads off. Jace Borfin, the DH, bats second. Peyton Williams third at first. Charles McAdoo plays third and bats fourth. Ryan McCarty fifth and left. Cade Doty bats sixth. He's the shortstop. Devontae Brown seventh in right field. Deshaun Brown is eighth. He'll play center. Robert Brooks, the catcher, bats ninth. On the mound tonight for the Fightin' Phillies for the second time this week, right-handed pitcher Mitch Noonborn.
Noonborn, it's his 16th appearance of the season, but his 4th start of the year. He's 2-0 with a 2.97 earned run average, 33 1/3 innings pitched, 23 hits, 36 strikeouts, just 6 walks. As Jake said, it's a rematch of the opening day of starters, and in that opening game of the series, Noonborn went 4 innings against the Fisher Cats, gave up 4 hits, and did not give up a run.
Take a look at the defense behind Mitch Noonborn today. Seth Beer at first, Robert Moore plays second, Carson DiMartini at short, Alex Pinellas at third. Felix Reyes in right, Cade Fergus center. Hendry Mendez plays left. Catcher for the Fightin' Phillies, Andrik Nava, completes the battery with Mitch Noonborn. Umpiring crew today, Garrett Nelson has balls and strikes. Josiah Shepard's at first. Brian Laws is at third. Bit of a cooler day for it being June the 15th. Game time temperature 65 degrees, presented by All Temp Enterprises. So, ready to go on this Sunday afternoon. Once again, a happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, whether in attendance or listening at home, especially all of our player parents that are at home supporting their kids on their dreams to make it to the big leagues. So, Edinson Paulino digs in from the left side. Mitch Noonborn, the righty, is ready from the stretch, and he'll fire the first pitch of the day home. And it's swung on by Paulino, hit in the air, shallow center. Fergus races in. He has room, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. First pitch fired home tonight at 5:16. Just 1 minute behind schedule, and Mitch Noonborn gets an out on 1 pitch.
That's a pretty good pace of play. We're a little bit behind and 1 pitch and 1 out.
I mean, Fisher Cats know they got about a 7-hour bus ride after this game.
Valid point as indeed.
Jace Borfin digs in from the left side. Mitch Noonborn's ready and deals. And he'll take it for a called strike, 0-1.
We gave you those numbers for Noonborn. It really kind of still belies how good he has been.
He's had 1 bad outing.
1 bad outing against Erie.
Nothing in 1 the count to Jace Borfin. Here's the pitch. Bit outside, 1-1.
Now that 1 bad outing was bad, and it was in relief, and it was a windy night, and he gave up 3 home runs in that outing. But he gave up 4 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning.
1-1. Hit outside, 2-1. So 3 lefties at the top of Brent LaValle's lineup today, and then it's all righties the rest of the way. Paulino, Borfin, Williams from the left side, and that's it. Pretty similar lineup construction all week. The 2-1, swing and a miss by Borfin. It's 2-2. Looked like he was out in front of a fastball at 89 from Noonborn. On Tuesday against New Hampshire, 4 innings, 4 hits. No runs, 3 strikeouts. To a season-high 56 pitches, 36 of which were for strikes. Here's the pitch. Is a curveball, bit inside, 3-2. Borfin against Noonborn this year, 0 for 5, walk and a strikeout. 5 for 18 over the course of the week. All 5 hits have been doubles. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, called strike 3. Good spot with a fastball from Mitch Noonborn, and he gets out number 2 on strikeout number 1.
You gotta wonder what Borfin was looking for there. It's a 3-2 pitch. You don't want to walk somebody in the first inning. You got to think he's coming with something over the plate, and that was pretty much right there. It's inside, not even on the inside corner. It was inner half of the plate, but right there. Borfin never took the bat off the shoulder.
So here's Peyton Williams, 2 outs in the first. First pitch home. Williams takes that at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Williams, 223 on the season. He's got 6 home runs, 23 runs driven in. 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts against Noonborn. Here's the 0-1. Misses a bit down, 1-1. Quieter week overall for Williams, 4 for 17, has driven in 1 run. The first baseman out of the University of Iowa, playing his 58th game of the season. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, and foul out of play. Behind home plate, it's 1-2. Fightin Phillies today, as always on Sundays, in their Reading hot dog uniforms. The red and yellow tops with white pants. The caps with the hot dog logo on the front. Here's the 1-2. Williams takes it down, 2-2. So kind of similar to Will Crow, it feels like Reading is stretching at Noonborn out, whether to be a starter or kind of be one of those bulk relievers, maybe bullpen game openers. Kind of the role we saw from him earlier in the year before these last few starts that he's made. 2-2. Swung on. That one is hit well down the right field line. Reyes is back and over. He will reach. He won't get it. It'll one hop past him and hit off the wall. Williams gets to second. He's going to get to third. And rumbling into third goes Peyton Williams with a 2-out stand-up triple. That'll be his first triple of the season. The Fisher Cats have a man on third, 2 outs for Charles McAdoo.
Well, it's hard to blame Felix Reyes. He sold out on that ball, and it was off the end of the bat. They don't play Peyton Williams really to pull that much. Reyes kind of cheating a little bit more towards right center field. And because it was off the end of the bat and he was out in front of it, he was able to pull it. And Reyes gave it all his effort, as he always does, but he comes up empty. Then had to kind of backtrack and go get the ball.
First pitch of Charles McAdoo is a ball 1-0.
And even as big as Peyton Williams is, he was still able to easily get into third. I don't know how many triples.
It's the third of his career.
I was going to say, you'd already read my mind how many triples Peyton Williams has had, but there's one.
Here's the 1-0 Charles McAdoo. Takes that down, 2-0. So, yeah, first triple this season for Williams, third overall in his career. So he'll get his lead off of third. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs in the top of the first to Charles McAdoo. Here's the pitch. Up and in, 3-0. McAdoo, the first righty that Mitch Noonborn is facing. Four through 9 in the New Hampshire lineup is all right-handed bats. Here's the pitch, and that is over for a called strike. It's 3-1. McAdoo 6 for 22 this week, 3 doubles, 4 RBI. Hit a home run in last night's ball game, 3-1. He's at the knees for a called strike. It's 3-2. McAdoo 0 for 5 and a pair of strikeouts against Mitch Noonborn in his career. So 3-2 the count, 2 outs to McAdoo. Wiggles the bright blue bat over his right shoulder. He's got the bright blue arm sleeve as well, as New Hampshire wears their dark blue road jerseys. 3-2, McAdoo swings and he slices it foul out of play down the right field line.
Oh, good job by Noonborn. After falling behind 3-0, he gets right back in the count and then continues to fill up the strike zone.
51st game for Charles McAdoo. He's a 208 hitter, 4 home runs, 15 runs driven in. 3-2. Swung on, lifted foul again, out of play. 23-year-old McAdoo came to the Blue Jays last year in a trade from Pittsburgh. Deal that sent Isaiah Connor-Falefa from the Blue Jays to the Pirates. 3-2 again, 2 outs, scoreless game, top 1. Payoff pitch. Swung on, ground ball third. Pinellas charges a high hop, fields it, sets his feet, throws across in time. And that will retire the side here in the first. No runs on a hit for the Fisher Cats. 1 man left. We've played 1/2. New Hampshire nothing. Reading coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning, New Hampshire nothing, and the Fightin' Phillies coming to bat. Today's our Phillies lineup is presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Robert Moore leads off at second. Carson DiMartini bats second, plays short. Henry Mendez third in left. Felix Reyes cleans things up in right. Paul McIntosh, the H, bats fifth. Alex Bonella is sixth at third base. Seth Beer is seventh at first. Andrik Nava, the catcher, bats eighth. Kate Fergus, home runs in back-to-back games, bats ninth, plays center. On the mound for the Fisher Cats, it's Devereaux Harrison. We'll get you his numbers here in a moment as the switch-hitting Robert Moore digs in from the left-handed batter's box, and the first pitch home is taken for a strike. It's 0-1.
12th start of the season for Harrison, of course, including Tuesday's start. He's 4-5 with a 4.85 earned run average, 52 innings, 50 hits, 48 strikeouts, and 26 walks.
Next pitch to Moore was at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-2.
Pitched well in a Tuesday's game, but the Phils had him on the ropes a couple times. It only made him pay for it once. 5 innings, he gave up 8 hits and 2 runs.
0-2. Moore swings, hits one well, right field. Brown's back. He will leap and make the catch. Robert Moore squared one up, but ballpark does hold it. Maybe a day where it's 20 degrees warmer, that gets out. But nonetheless, it's just a hard hit out number 1.
Yeah, Moore hit it well for sure, but ballpark does hold it. And to finish the point about Harrison, again, to his credit, he worked out of some jams, but just going back and looking back through Tuesday's rundown, he was in trouble almost every inning.
First pitch to Carson DiMartini is taken up for a ball. It's 1-0 to DiMartini.
Or maybe better put, the Phils had men on base in every inning, just only made him pay for it in one of those innings.
Next pitch, DiMartini takes it down, 2-0. Reading left against Harrison, 2 in the first, and then a man each in the third, fourth, and fifth inning. On Tuesday night against Devereaux Harrison, 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. So the first 2 games of this series, the Fightin' Phils were just 4 for 32 with runners in scoring position. And Michael Jones said, hey, look, we're getting the guys on. Now it's just a matter of getting them home. And the last 3 days, they've gotten them on and gotten them in.
Yeah,
DiMartini swings, hits one towards the left center gap. Brown is over along with McCarty. And the left footer McCarty is able to track it down for out number 2. So a couple well-hit balls by Reading hitters to start this game, but nothing to show for it as Henry Mendez comes up.
Yeah, just a little bit, I think, off in on the trademark there for DiMartini, and it hung up on him, and it was slicing, which makes it a little bit of an easier catch for McCarty in left field.
So Henry Mendez digs in from the left side. First pitch is taken a bit down, 1 ball and no strikes. Mendez sitting at 293, tied for 6th in the league in batting average this year. The 1-0 is outside, 2-0. Good week overall for Mendez, 5 for 17, 5 runs scored. Has 2 triples, 3 RBI. He's also walked 4 times and has struck out just once. Next pitch, he swings a hard hit ground ball foul. On the right field line, it's 2-1.
Yeah, with the promotion of Keaton Anthony to Lehigh Valley, got to think that Henry Mendez is going to probably be locked in that 3-hole most of the nights that his name is in the lineup. So he has had a very, maybe to some, an under-the-radar kind of year, but he's been productive pretty much all year long.
Mendez just 21 years old. He won't turn 22 until November. And the 2-1 to him is down and in, 3-1 to the lefty bat. 0-0 game, bottom 1, 2 outs. First 2 our Phils went down, both on fly outs, 1 to each corner outfielder. The pitch, Mendez swings, pops it up behind home plate, and it'll go out of play foul. It's 3-2.
I mean, if you look at the Phillies' top 30 prospects, Henry Mendez is number 24 on that list. A season like this, if he continues putting up the kind of numbers he's put up so far for the entire season, he's going to be a lot higher up on that list for 2026.
3-2. Mendez swings, ground ball right side. Williams stays down on it, and the first baseman takes in the bag himself for out number 3, and that retires the side in the first. So Reading goes down in order in their half of the frame. We will head to the second. 0-0, still our score. International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phillies fireworks shows during the 2025 season. Head to their store, 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville, or visit fireworksrus.com. Top of the second inning, still a scoreless ball game. 5-6-7 to up for the Fisher Cats as Mitch Newborn is back out for Reading. Ryan McCarty will be the first of the plate here in the frame. Mitch Newborn faced one above the minimum in the first, allowed a 2-out triple to Peyton Williams, but was able to get Charles McAdoo to ground out, keep it a 0-0 ball game. So Ryan McCarty digs in from the right side. And the first pitch to him is swung on and popped up, foul territory, third base side. Benellis is over, but it goes out of play foul, and it's 0-1. McCarty, a 286 hitter, pair of home runs. He's got 10 runs driven in on the season. The 0-1 is a slider that misses just a bit outside. It's 1-1. Here's the pitch. That is at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-2.
McCarty's one of 4 players on this New Hampshire roster who have ties to Pennsylvania. McCarty, a suburban Philly kid, but hadn't done much in this series. And then last night he came out, hit 3 rockets, ended up with 3 doubles.
So 1-2 count, no outs to McCarty, as Bob said. 3 doubles last week, 4 this week. 1-2, swing and a miss, struck him out. Newborn climbs the ladder with a fastball. McCarty swings through it. And that's out number 1 here in the inning, and that'll bring Cade Doty to the plate.
Yeah, he tried to hold up, but not even close to being a check swing on that.
So Cade Doty digs in from the right side. A 301 hitter, 1 for 3 the other night against Mitch Newborn. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to Cade Doty. This is Newborn's 4th appearance, 2nd start against New Hampshire this season. The 0-1 is swung on and missed, 0-2. Made a couple of relief outings against the Fisher Cats when they were here in May. Picked up the win in the Sunday finale. Went 3 innings in that ball game. And then on Tuesday night went 4 scoreless innings, scattered 4 hits, 3 strikeouts in a no decision. 0-2 the count to Cade Doty. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-2. It's a slightly open stance for Doty. We said navy blue tops for the Fisher Cats, gray pants, navy blue caps in the field. The 1-2, swing and a miss, struck him out. Right over top of a curveball was Cade Doty. That's the 3rd strikeout for Mitch Newborn, already matching his total from Tuesday night. And that'll bring Devontae Brown to the plate. So Devontae Brown digs in from the right side. 2 outs, top 2. Still a scoreless ball game. Infield plays back against Brown. The first pitch is a slider for a called strike. It's 0-1. Newborn has done a great job mixing pitches today and an awesome job differing up his locations too. And the pitch is up and in for a ball. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he's only given up the 1 hit, and that was an off-speed pitch that Williams was way out in front of, just big enough, strong enough to hit it off the front foot, hit it somewhere where defense wasn't.
1-1 is there for a called strike. 1-2. Curveball right at the knees. So Newborn already a couple of strikeouts here in the inning. Looking to strike out the side, or at the very least get a 1-2-3 inning here against the Fisher Cats 5, 6, and 7 hitters. He's ready, and the 1-2 is up and in for a ball. 2-2. Andrik Nava was ready to head back to the dugout, but home plate umpire Garrett Nelson had different ideas.
Yeah, it's borderline high.
Here's the 2-2. Breaking pitch, swung on, popped up. First base side. Towards foul territory goes Beer, and he will make the catch. The first baseman does to retire the side here in the second. Down in order go the Fisher Cats. We played 1.5 on to the home half of the second inning. Reading and New Hampshire still scoreless.
Please welcome the Berks package. Crazy Dog Vendor. Who wants a hot dog? Catch yourself a glizzy. Woo-hoo.
Bottom half of the second inning is brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, PA, outside of Lebanon. Crazy hot dog vendor doing his thing on this Sunday, Father's Day, uncorking some deep into the box seats behind home plate.
Rodrigo's everywhere. He keeps putting reverses on him.
I
Starts
know.
running one way, and next thing you know, he's going the other way.
Who doesn't like tearing ACL? He's juking every which way. So, still a scoreless game, bottom half of the second inning. And Devereaux Harrison's back on the mound for the Fisher Cats. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for Reading. Felix Reyes will be the first to face Harrison here in the inning. It's been a good week for Reyes, although a quiet night last night. Was 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Reyes a check swing on a ball. Won't even appeal, so it's 1-0. Right-handed bat Reyes, even stance to 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Despite his 0 for 3 night last night, still hitting .467 this week. An OPS over 1,600. 6 runs, 2 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 4 RBI. 2-0 is outside and low. 3 balls and no strikes to Felix Reyes. I don't think Devereaux Harrison and Rob Brooks, the catcher for New Hampshire, like that call very much from Garrett Nelson. 3-0 is down the chute for a strike, 3-1. So Brooks behind home plate, Peyton Williams at first, Edinson Paulino at second, Kate Doty at short, Charles McAdoo at third, Ryan McCarty is in left. 3-1 is swung on and missed by Reyes, 3-2. Desan Brown's in center, and Devontae Brown is in right. Try not to get that confused.
Well, yeah. Hope no infielders. If a ball's hitting the gap, yell out, Brown, you got it.
3-2 the count to Felix Reyes. Here's the pitch. He swings, fouls it straight back off the netting, and the count remains full. Reyes, .316 hitter through 33 games this year. Seems like he's kind of working himself into an everyday piece of this lineup. 3-2. Reyes swings and he drives one towards center. Not that deep though. Brown backs up a step and then comes in to make the catch. That's out number 1. Looked like Felix Reyes got that one off bit of the end of the bat.
Yeah, it almost sounded like a broken bat. I don't know that it did, but it sounded funny.
So Paul McIntosh bringing his first start in a couple of days. Well, dig in from the right side. DH in today's ball game. Andrik Nava gets the catching duties. Here's the pitch. Is up. It's 1-0. Nava and McIntosh both had last night off, with Luis Kaikuto making his AA debut behind home plate. 1-0. McIntosh will take it down and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. 23rd game for McIntosh, .226 hitter on the season. Does have 4 home runs. Next pitch, he swings and fouls it back. It's 2-1. for 2 and a strikeout. McIntosh on the season so far against Devereaux Harrison. 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Fastball at 92 from Harrison that climbed to the top of the zone. One out, bottom 2. Still a scoreless ball game between Reading and New Hampshire. Here's the pitch. McIntosh will swing and foul it back. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. "27-year-old from Atlanta, Georgia, McIntosh came to the Phillies in the Jesus Luzardo trade last offseason. And the 2-2. McIntosh swinging a miss, struck him out. Tried to hold up on a curveball, could not. That's out number 1. Excuse me, strikeout number 1, out number 2. That'll bring the red-hot Alex Pinellas to the plate. So 2 outs here in the second. Pinellas in from the left side. 9 RBI this week for Pinellas. That's a mark that is most in the Eastern League for the week. First pitch to him is a check swing on a pitch inside. The appeal to third. Brian Laws, the third base umpire, says he held up. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 from Harrison. Pinellas swings and a chopper to the right side. 2 hops for the first baseman. Williams fields it, flips to the pitcher, Harrison covering, and that will be out number 3. So 3-1 goes to put out. 6 Fightins up so far, 6 Fightins put down. We played 2, still scoreless here on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network. We want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here in Baseball Town. Go Fightin' Phils and drink more Pepsi. Top of the 3rd inning on this Father's Day Sunday series finale between Reading and New Hampshire. And we're still scoreless as Mitch Newborn's back out for inning number 3 of work. 8-9-1 due up for the Fisher Cats. Newborn back-to-back scoreless starts. Last week at Harrisburg and then Tuesday against New Hampshire. So with the 2 scoreless so far today, he's at 10 straight scoreless innings on the mound. Creeping up on one of his teammates who had a pretty good streak come to an end the other day. Deshaun Brown in, first pitch home. Squares the bunt, he brings it back and they'll appeal and say no swing. Pitch was down for a ball, it's 1-0. Will Crow went 5 innings, a 1-run ball the other night. The home run he gave up in the 5th inning snapped his scoreless streak at 15 1/3 innings pitched. The 1-0 to Brown is swung on, hit in the air, high towards center, not deep. Ferguson towards the gap in left center, and the center fielder makes the catch for out number 1. So Newborn now at 10 1/3 consecutive scoreless. Crow was 15 1/3 straight scoreless, which was the longest scoreless inning streak by a starting pitcher from the RFL since Ethan Martin went 19 1/3 back in 2015. And if you were a fan of the Phillies in kind of the lower period, I guess,
Yeah.
that's a name that might ring a bell a little bit.
Yeah, for a while he was thought to be somebody who was going to come through the system and be a productive starter in the major leagues. He got his chance, but it didn't last long.
Here's the catcher, Robert Brooks. Takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Second start of the week for Brooks. They've pretty much rotated all 3 catchers. I think
Yeah, they
each
have.
have made 2 starts apiece this week. which pretty unconventional. I mean, it feels like the 0-1, swing and a miss 0-2. Of course, big league level, you know, your JT Realmuto is going to play 6 out of 7 days a week, 5
Right.
out of 6.
But it's pretty evident based on numbers that none of the three has tried to reach out and grab the position by any stretch of the imagination with a bat. They're all hitting under 200.
0-2 was a changeup outside of the righty. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, Brooks at just 133. Does have a pair of home runs, 5 RBI. 26-year-old, so veteran with this Fisher Cats team, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 4 for Mitch Newborn today. That surpasses his total of 3 from his last start on Tuesday. And now that'll bring the top of the lineup up in Edinson Paulino. So 2 outs, top of the third, 1 time through the order. Newborn has just allowed that triple to Peyton Williams in the first. But Paulino's dangerous. He's had himself a great week. Hitting .429 entering play today. The first pitch, a curveball that Newborn missed outside. It's 1-0. Paulino 0 for 1 today. A fly out to center on the first pitch he saw back in the first inning. 1-0. Swung on, popped up. It'll go out of play foul on the left side. It's 1-1. Some oohs and ahs and some boos as a fan was unable to corral a catch.
And unless it went over, it must have missed it and went over the back wall. That's the second boo by the crowd in the last half inning. They were booing the slingshotters.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, line drive. It'll fall in left center field for a base hit. So Edinson Paulino is aboard again. Huge turnaround first as Cade Fergus gets it in. So a 2-out single for Paulino, his 10th hit of the week. And that'll bring Jace Borfin to the plate.
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Paulino is a guy who is active on the base pass, but seems to be a good spot to maybe get him moving here.
So Borfin in from the left side. Here's the pitch. He will take a slider a bit inside. It's 1-0.
And I say active only because he dances around a lot on the base pass, but he
Doesn't
only
steal a lot.
Right, he's only attempted 2 steals.
2 stolen bases in game number 45 for him. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, ground ball left side. It gets by DeMartini in the left field base hit. Heading to third is Paulino. Throw from Mendez goes to second, and it hops up and got away from Moore for a second, but not far enough for Paulino to take home. So back-to-back 2-out singles now. Put men on the corners for Peyton Williams. He had that triple last time up.
Great piece of hitting there by Borfin with DeMartini cheating towards second base with the left-hand hitter up there, and he just slapped it the other way, pretty much right through that shortstop hole. No chance for either Pinellas or DeMartini, and a great job by Paulino to read that, and also nice job by Mendez to make sure he doesn't try to chase him down with that throw to third, and threw it to second base and kept Borfin from moving up.
First pitch to Williams. He'll take it down. A good block by Andrik Nava to keep the base runners where they are. 2 outs, top of the third. Scoreless ball game.
You don't often see somebody going first to third on a base hit to left field, but Paulino had a great jump on it, read it well.
1 ball, no strikes to count to Peyton Williams, the pitch. That one does get away this time from the catcher, Nava. Home comes Paulino, and the Fisher Cats strike first for the second night in a row. It's 1-0 on a wild pitch. Jace Borfin also up to second on the play.
And there's where that heads-up base running by Paulino gets you a run. Because regardless of what Peyton Williams does here, that by getting to third base, he scores on the wild pitch.
So 10 2/3 where the scoreless inning streak comes to an end for Mitch Newborn. Now trying to get Peyton Williams here and keep the deficit where it's at. The pitch is outside, 3 balls and no strikes. That was pitch number 47 tonight for Newborn. So he said he went 56 on Tuesday over 4 scoreless frames. Righty's ready, the 3-0. That's down the chute for a called strike at 3-1. Took a little off that fastball, just 88 on it. Williams had a triple back in the first, was stranded on third. Bats here for man on second and Borfin. He swings, line drive towards center. It's down for a base hit. Stop sign at third for Borfin. Fergus, a very good throw home. And I'm sure the third base coach, Jake McWigan, is happy that he gave a stop sign there to Chase Borfin. But it is another hit for Peyton Williams, so it's man on the corners, 2 outs for Charles McAdoo. 3 straight hits for the Fisher Cats off of Newborn.
Ultimate respect there for Brent LaValle and Cade Fergus in center field. He had that stop sign up quick. Unless Cade Fergus was going to bobble that baseball, then he could restart his runner. But Fergus came up, fielded on a hop, and LaValle had the stop sign up, and it's a good thing he did because Fergus has a gun, and he airmailed that one all the way to home plate. And if Borfin had gone, pretty good chance he was gunned out. Comes a conversation now. Brad Bergeson's going to come out and have a conversation with Noonmore. Maybe just settle him down a little bit. Still 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning and no more further damage with just the 1 run.
So Bergeson is out. Redding does have an arm starting the throw. It's Gunnar Mayer who's up and throwing. So we'll see if that is a in case this inning continues type of situation, or maybe this will be the final inning for Mitch Noonborn, because it seems like second time through, the first 3 batters, clearly something that they figured out against Noonborn. So 2 outs here for Charles McAdoo, 0 for 1, ground out to third in the first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, it's 0-1. 50th pitch of the day for Mitch Noonborn.
McAdoo had pretty much sold out that he's going to get a first pitch fastball, and he gets a slider, and he was way out in front.
Man on the corners, 2 outs for the Fisher Cats. Pitch home is a slider outside. It's 1-1, so Noonborn doubling up on off-speed pitches. One nothing. New Hampshire leads, top of the third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lofted foul behind home plate, and out of play. It's 1-2. Ball ultimately goes over the stanchion behind home plate. So no fans able to make a play, or I guess not make a play and get booed again.
Maybe people might be getting gun shy now.
1-2. McAdoo again, lost it, foul, similar area and out of play. So it'll stay 1-2. It honestly wouldn't surprise me at this point if this is the end of the day for Newborn, even if he escapes this inning. You didn't really tax your bullpen last night, so most arms probably available. 1-2 is up. It's 2-2.
Yeah, with Chuck King going 6 and the game getting stopped in the 7th, Jack Dallas got 2 outs in the 7th inning, and that was it. The game was stopped and never resumed. So, to Jake's point, bullpen pretty much got the night off.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 5th strikeout for Mitch Newborn. Second time this season he has struck out 5. Both times have come against the Fisher Cats, and that ends the 3rd inning. 1 run in the frame. There were 3 hits, all with 2 outs, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We will head to the home half of the 3rd inning. Fisher Cats now on top. It's 1-0. This inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. Seth Beer leads off the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Reading now down 1-0 to New Hampshire. Devereaux Harrison will lead things off for the Fisher Cats. He's back out for his third inning of work after sending down Reading's first 6 hitters all in order. Gunnar Mayer does continue to throw in the bullpen, so it does look like Mitch Newborn's day is done after 3 innings of one-run ball. First pitch to Beer, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Beer, 8-game on-base streak, did snap a 7-game hitting streak last night. 0-1 is up for a ball, 1-1. You know, you don't really feel bad for Reading when you win a game like you did last night. But you always feel bad for the guys that are on nice little hit streaks, on base streaks, who don't get 1 or 2 more opportunities to try and extend it. The 1-1 is a line drive right to Peyton Williams. So Seth Beer's first base counterpart takes a hit away from him, and that is out number 1, and that'll bring Andrik Nava to the plate.
Yeah, but you'll take all of that for a win, especially
yes, you will.
A chance to no worse than split a series and maybe win a series, which just has not happened enough for this team. But again, they're looking for calming of the storm. You get another series next week, and then everything starts all anew for the second half.
So here's Andrik Nava, first pitch to him, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. So basically the same situation as the last time these teams met. Reading had the 3-2 edge in the series entering Sunday. The 0-1, Nava swings, pops it up foul, 0-2. And then a go-ahead home run from Seth Beer in the 7th inning gave Reading the series victory. Of course, that series, it was Reading won the first 3, dropped 2, won Sunday. This week, Reading dropped the first 2. Here is the 0-2, outside 1 and 2. Reading dropped games 1 and 2, have won the next 3, and lead 3-2 entering Sunday. Ball and 2 strikes to count. The catcher, Andrik Nava, the 1-2, is up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nava 2-0-3, 0 for 2 and a strikeout against Devereaux Harrison this season. 2-2. Nava swinging a little squibber foul, third base side. Stays 2-2. That could have stayed fair.
I was going to say,
It's an
I
easy
thought
single.
Off the bat, I thought he got himself a nice little base hit, but it just kept trickling in the wrong direction.
So 2-2 and an out. McAdoo way off the bag at third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Second strikeout for Devereaux Harrison tonight. So it's been 8 up, 8 down for the Fisher Cats pitcher. But it's the red-hot Cade Fergus coming to the plate with 2 outs in the frame.
Well, we talked about that earlier, that Harrison worked his way in and out of some trouble in Tuesday's game. That has not been the case so far tonight. Been dominant through the first 8 batters.
First pitch to Cade Fergus is down for a ball, 1-0. Fergus hit a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning on the first pitch that he saw on Saturday night. Cut a Reading 3-0 hole to a 3-2 deficit. 1-0. Fergus takes 2-0. So it was his team leading 7th home run of the season. He's now got 12 total when you incorporate the 5 he had when up with Lehigh Valley. 2-0 is down 3-0. So those 12 home runs have him at 2nd amongst Phillies minor leaguers in home runs. Right now he's chasing a sitting duck because it's Otto Kemp, who can't add any more minor league home runs right now. 3-0, Fergus swings and he crushed a 3-0, but it's foul. Definitely home run distance on that, but it's 3-1.
I mean,
401 feet, 109 off the bat.
Cade Fergus was here last year. I mean, he didn't play a lot, but he played, and I mean, we saw a little bit. But I mean, the power he's shown this year has been incredible.
3-1 is taken for a called strike. It's 3-2. So Fergus home runs in back-to-back games, trying to be the first star fielder to hit a home run in 3 straight games since Gabriel Rincones Jr. did it last August. 9th and the 10th. The doubleheader was in there as well on the road at Akron. 3-2, 2 outs, 1-0 Fisher Cats, bottom 3. And here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss. Fergus goes down on strikes. So back-to-back strikeouts for Harrison, 3 overall to end the home half of the 3rd inning. 9 up, 9 down for Devereaux Harrison so far. We'll head to the 4th. Fisher Cats on top, 1-0. Top half of the fourth inning, 1-0 is our score. Bob McCool will be taking over on the play-by-play in just a couple of moments, but he is just taking care of some other business real quick, so he'll join us here in a second. While we wait for Bob, Gunnar Mayer is the new pitcher on for the Fightin Phillies. Mayer in relief of Mitch Newborn, making his 18th appearance, 2-3 record, a save of .582 earned run average. 21 2/3 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, and 16 walks on the season for Gunnar Mayer, who is in relief of Mitch Newborn, who went 3 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. And Ryan McCarty will be the first batter that Gunnar Mayer faces here in the 4. So first pitch home is taken up for a ball by McCarty. It's 1-0. McCarty 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. As Gunnar Mayer is ready, and here is the 1-0. It's down for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. McCarty will step out and take time. 2 balls, no strikes to him. 0 for 1, a strikeout tonight, but that was against Mitch Newborn. Deep breath here from Mayer. Pitch home. Swung on. That one's hit in the air towards right. Reyes stood still for a second. He goes back, and the right fielder makes the catch for out number 1. So that'll bring Cade Doty to the plate. He's also 0 for 1 with a strikeout in tonight's ball game. Doty, a .301 hitter on the season. Digs in from the right side here. Infield back here against Doty. Deep breath here from Mayer. First pitch home is down. 1 ball and no strikes. Second appearance of the week for Mayer. Pitched in Thursday night's game. 1 run, 2 hits over an inning's worth of work. 1-0 is a bit outside. 2-0. Mayer has gone 3 innings. Did it 1 time this year, May the 21st, on the road in Portland. So you got to think the hope is that he can give them at least 2, if not 3. 2-0 is swung on, though, hit in the air towards right center. Not deep. Fergus, center fielder's over towards the alley, makes the catch for out number 2. So a couple of fly balls so far induced by Gunnar Mayer. And that'll bring Devontae Brown to the plate for the Fisher Cats.
An economy of work so far for Gunnar Mayer, and really for Newborn. I mean, he had the 3 hits in a row, but up until that and around that, a lot of soft hit, a lot of soft contact.
So here's Brown. First pitch to him is a bit down for a ball. It's 1-0. Mayer has been excellent against right-handed bats this year. Righty's hitting just 140, 6 for 45 now overall against the righty Mayer. 6'6", 190-pounder. Next pitch is outside, 2-0.
Well, he's facing the right part of the lineup again. We've talked about this throughout this series, that Brent LaValle has kind of stacked his left-hand hitters, and today they're stacked as usual at the top, 1, 2, and 3.
2-0. At the knees for a called strike, 2-1. 2 outs, top 4, 1-0 our score. Fightin Phillies trail New Hampshire in this Sunday Father's Day finale between the sides. Here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball first, and it goes right under the glove of Seth Beer, and it trickles into right field. We'll see what they roll it. It will be a 2-out base runner. We've seen Beer have some difficulties at that position the last couple of days.
Yeah, he was in a perfect position for it. It was to his right, but, I mean, we'll see how they score it. But it's a ball that he should have fielded.
It's going to be an error.
I think that's the right call.
So second error of the season for Beer.
I got to think if you ask Seth Beer, he'll tell you he should have had it.
And you wonder if some of it is rust because he hasn't played there that much. Because when he joined Reading, it was mostly Keaton Anthony there every day. Here's the Son Brown, swings through the first pitch. It's 0-1.
Yeah, when you got a Gold Glover at the position, he's going to be there almost every night. Oh, by the way, he's also hitting .330, so that's going to put him in the lineup most nights as well.
2 more hits and a double last night for Lehigh Valley he had. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And when we talked to Beer earlier in the week, we had him on our pregame show. He said, I'm really excited to get back out there every day. And I'm sure you got to think, for him, hasn't played a lot of first base this year, especially at this level. So you hope that just with some more reps, more consistency. 0-2, runner goes, pitch a ball, throw to second, is on 1 hop, and it's not in time. I think the hop may have taken a little bit of velocity off of it. If you're watching on MLB TV, you'll get a look at the replay here. It was a pretty good throw from Andrick Nava,
Yeah, it was also a great slide.
It was a great slide by Devontae Brown. Went pretty much outside of the bag and was able to reach back in with that left hand.
Yeah, I think the slide is what cinched the deal for Devontae Brown. He kind of avoided the tag of Robert Moore. Moore did what he's supposed to, is put the tag there, let the runner come into it, but Brown did a good job of avoiding it.
Yeah, it was a great throw, great tag. Just better job by Brown. 1-2 to Desan Brown. Here's the pitch. That is outside, 2-2. So Devontae Brown on second, 2 outs, top 4, 1-0 Fisher Cats. Desan Brown's the batter here. Slightly choked up on his light blue bat in honor of Father's Day. 0 for 1 today is Desan Brown, a fly out to center. 2-2, upstairs, 3-2. So 3-2, 2 outs. Desan Brown, the batter. Devontae Brown will not be off and running just because there was nobody on first here on a full count, 2 outs. And the pitch, down low, ball 4. So after the error from Seth Beer, Gunnar Mayer walks Desan Brown on 6 pitches. It was 2 straight strikes, then 4 straight pitches out of the strike zone. And that'll bring the catcher Robert Brooks to the plate. There is somebody jump roping in the Fightin Phillies bullpen right now.
I see that. That's a first.
It looks like John McMillan, at least from a distance. It's a good way to get loose. First pitch to Brooks outside for a ball 1-0. And now it just seems like Mayer's kind of overthrowing a little bit.
Man, trying to get himself out of this jam and just needs to throw strikes again. You got a guy up there who's a 133 hitter.
Yeah,
get himself out.
Brooks 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Came back in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball short. DeMartini charges in and out of his glove, bobbles it again, and everybody will be safe. We'll see what they rule that. It definitely would have been a tough play for DeMartini.
I think he had 2 plays. I think he had a play at third, and he certainly would have had time, I think, to get the play at first base. I think he tried to rush himself. It was off balance, and that's going to be 6. So that's 2 errors now in this inning for the Fightin Phillies defense. We have not had a lot of that of late. The defense has cleaned things up of late, but DeMartini, again, I know he's played shortstop, but for the most part, he's a little bit out of position.
First pitch to the dangerous Edinson Paulino is taken for a strike, 0-1.
Most of his time at Jersey Shore played at third base, and just playing it ranges to his right and off balance when he fielded it. I just think he rushed himself as to where he wanted to go with it, to third or to first.
So 3rd error for DeMartini. 0-1 is down. Good block by Nava, 1-1. So after 2 quick outs from Mayer, it was an error by Seth Beer, a walk of Desan Brown, and then Robert Brooks reaching on an error by Carson DeMartini. So with that, the laces are loaded. 2 outs here in the 4th. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Excellent changeup by Gunnar Mayer. Bottom just fell out of it.
Yeah, really good. Good arm action is what seals the deal on a changeup, and he had it there. He had Paulino way out in front.
So 1-2, 2 outs. Mayer looking to get out of this jam. The righty sets himself up with the belt here against Paulino. The pitch is down. An excellent block by Nava to keep it in front of him. It's 2-2.
See, there's the difference. He threw the same pitch, but that time he overthrew it. And you're overthrowing a changeup, and that's what you're going to end up doing. You just bounce it up there. You overthrow anything, you're probably going to bounce it up there.
2-2, 2 outs. 22 pitches for Gunnar Mayer. Here's the pitch. Swung on, crushed, right field line, slicing, and it is just foul. Feet from a grand slam home run for Edinson Paulino.
Thank you, Hook, because it was off the bat, it was gone. The question was whether or not it was going to stay fair. It ends up hooking foul by about 6 or 7 feet.
To the count to Paulino. We'll try again here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's down again. It's 3-2. Nowhere to put Paulino.
Same thing. Change up, bounce it up there. Throw him a beautiful changeup when it was 1-1. That's how he got the 2 strikes on him.
No action in the Reading bullpen. That may change, of course, if Paulino reaches. 3-2, 2 outs, 1-0. Bases loaded, runners will be off. The payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. So a run scores. Devontae Brown makes it 2-0. RBI for Edinson Paulino is 18th. And that'll bring Jace Borfin to the plate. And remember, all these runs are unearned because of the 2-out error.
Yeah.
Brad Bergeson's coming out to seemingly try and settle down Mayer because it was 2 quick outs. And then a ground ball to Beer that theoretically should have ended the inning. Then after that, it was a stolen base, a walk, another error by Carson DiMartini, and then a walk of Edinson Paulino.
Well, I mean, your defense has obviously made the 2 errors, but you've made 2 errors yourself with the 2 walks. I mean, that's the piece of this that adds into the mix. It's just a bad inning all around. The defense hasn't done anything to help you out, but you haven't helped yourself out now with 2 walks, especially walking in a run.
John McMillan is starting to throw in the Reading bullpen, so he did some jump roping. I believe I saw him doing some medicine ball slams. Get himself ready to go.
But he is literally just getting loose now. So.
But he's trying to go quickly, too.
Yeah. Some guys, it just depends. Everybody loosens up at a different rate. Some guys can get loose in 10 or 12 pitches. Other guys, a little bit more.
So 2 outs for Jace Borfin. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
There's the good changeup again by Mayer. When he's released it as he wants to, it's been good. But when he's overthrowing it, he's bouncing up there.
Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1.
But you could clearly that's the pitch he's got confidence in because he's thrown it a lot.
Jace Borfin 1 for 2 today. Singled back in the 3rd. Struck out in the 1st. 1-1. Check swing. They'll appeal. Why are they appealing the 1st? Oh, okay. He's saying he went around. I saw the home plate umpire point towards first with a lefty up, and I'm like, why?
I went the same way because I'm like, why is he pointing to the first base umpire? But he's just pointing to the batter saying he swung.
So 1-2, 2 outs. Mayer trying to escape a jam. He's issued 2 walks, but there's also been 2 errors in this inning. The righty's ready at the belt here against Borfin. Pitch home. Swung on, ground ball first. Beer fields it again. He'll take it to the bag himself. And this time he makes the play, and that will retire the side in the 4th. 1 run in the inning for the Fisher Cats. No hits, 2 costly errors, and 3 men left on base. We'll head to the home half of the 4th inning. Fightin Phillies trail it to New Hampshire 2-0. Bottom half of the 4th inning. 2-0 Fisher Cats on top, and to take over on the play-by-play, it's my broadcast partner, Bob McCool.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for New Hampshire. No runs, no hits. Yes, I said that, no hits, and 2 errors for the Fightin Phils. See if the announcer jinx can work in good fashion as the Phils come to the plate. Top of the order, Robert Moore, to be followed by Carson DiMartini and Hendry Martinez. Klein Transportation is proud to be the official transportation provider of Reading Fightin Phils. Klein Transportation gets the R Phils through all their road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to KleinTransportation.com. Don't forget, even though this series is ending, homestand does not. The Fightin Phils will stay home They will not be using Klein Transportation. They'll stay home. They'll play the Hartford Yard Goats beginning on Tuesday night and running through next Sunday. Another 6-game homestand for the Fightin' Phils. This one has been a great homestand. So far, so good on the standing side of things, where the Phils have won 3 out of 5 and looking for the series win today. But also great attendance throughout the week as well. So we hope you'll be a part of that in the next couple of days with the Fightin' Phils back home against Hartford as Robert Moore takes the first pitch from Devereaux Harrison for a strike, and the second one is low and inside. It's 1-1. Moore probably has the most productive out, if you want to call it that, for the Phils. Hit it hard his first time up. Took Devontae Brown back to the fence in right field. Takes this one down low. And I believe it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Robert Moore. Nope, it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. That second pitch was called a strike, so it's 1-2 to Moore. He beats this one foul on the first base line. Carl Ellison manning the first base coaching box throughout this week, with Michael Jones manning the third base coaching box. The skipper will be back on Tuesday. Al Padrique return with the Phils on Tuesday for the series starting against Hartford. Remains 1-2 to Robert Moore. And he bounces that up there to even a count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moore acquired along with Hendry Mendez, who was batting third for the Phils in that trade with Milwaukee in November 23 that sent Oliver Dunn to the Milwaukee Brewers. Dunn, of course, was the MVP for the Reading Fightin' Phils in 2023. Got some time last year with the Brewers at the big club. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moore. Swing and a miss, good off-speed pitch, and Moore out in front of it. He is a strikeout victim. That is the 4th strikeout. Excuse me, let me try that again. It is the 4th strikeout for Devereaux Harrison. He's actually struck out 3 batters in a row, with striking out these Nava and Fergus to finish the 3rd. So 1 out here in the 4th for Carson DiMartini. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. DiMartini flew out to left field his first time up. A reminder that on Tuesday, talking about that start for the Hartford series, every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to Burke's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. As DiMartini takes that one out of the strike zone, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-hand hitting DiMartini, who's 7 for 22 now in this series. His first as a Reading Fightin' Phil. Takes another one away from the strike zone. This one up high and away. It's 2-1. DiMartini, his time with Jersey Shore, 53 games. He hit .284 with 8 home runs and 30 RBIs. He also had 10 doubles and 18 stolen bases. You've seen a little bit of all of that in this series, except for the home runs. Of his 7 base hits so far, 6 of them singles, 1 double, but he's also had several stolen bases. He takes that one for a called strike. He didn't think so, but it looked like it was at around the letter. So it's 2-2 to DiMartini. Lined into center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. That announcer jinx can work in mysterious ways. You can use it for good as well as bad. And DiMartini gets the Phils their first hit. A solid single into center field. He is a 1-out base runner. So now bring Hendry Mendez to the plate. 2-0 ball game in favor of the Fisher Cats, and Mendez will step to the plate after grounding out to first base his first time up. Mendez, 4 home runs, 28 RBIs on the season. And the first pitch to the left-hand hitter is low, ball 1. Again, DiMartini with good wheels on the bases. Since his call-up, he has stolen 4 bases. Has not been caught. 1-0 pitch. Up and away, it's ball 2. Would think they'd let DiMartini stay there at first base for 2 reasons. One, it's a 2-0 game and giving Hendry Martinez an open spot there with Peyton Williams having to hold him on. Open up the hole for the left-hand hitter if he gets a pitch to pull. 2-0 pitch, and DiMartini dives back in on the pickoff attempt by Devereaux Harrison. Harrison, 24-year-old right-hander. Drafted by the Blue Jays in 2022 in the 9th round out of Long Beach State. 2-0 pitch to Mendez. Up high, it's 3-0. Mendez has been really patient, even more in this series than he has been all year long, and he's been pretty patient most of the season, but he's had 4 walks to go along with his 5 hits so far in the series. And he's 3-0 here. And that's there for a strike, taken all the way. Takes that one on the inner half. So it's 3-1 now to Mendez. He's got 2 triples in this series. There's 2 extra base hits. 3-1 pitch, but DeMartini takes off, and it's a called strike. The throw down is going to get away from the shortstop, Doty. Throw on the third base side of the bag, and Doty tried to make a sweep tag and could not hold on, so DeMartini will get the stolen base. Pitch on the upper half, and I think Mendez might have thought it was high. Doesn't matter. It's a called strike. It's 3-2. So steal number 5 on the season now for DeMartini. He's in scoring position with 1 out. 3-2 the count. And that's ball 4. So Mendez does end up working another walk. First walk surrendered by Devereaux Harrison. So they get the first hit. Now they get the first walk by the right-hander. And it will bring Felix Reyes to the plate. Reyes was having himself a great series, but it kind of dried up on him last night when he went 0 for 3. And flew out to center field his first time up today. So he's 7 for 16 now in the series. 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Phil's looking for something from their cleanup hitter now. First pitch, inside, ball 1. They're not holding Peyton Williams on as the trail runner, and so he's got himself a great lead off of first. If Reyes can find a gap, he might be able to very easily score on a double. 1-0 pitch coming to Felix Reyes. Off the end of his bat, foul tip. It's 1-1. Reyes at .316 on the season coming in. He's got 17 extra base hits, 9 of them doubles, 6 home runs, and 17 RBIs. Phil's looking for something here. 1 ball and 1 strike. Harrison takes a look back at second. Reyes takes it a little bit low. It's 2-1. The Fisher Cat dugout thought that was a strike. Does look like it was a bit low to Reyes. So 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch, and Reyes was way out in front. He thought he was going to get himself a fastball at 2-1, and he got a slider instead. So it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Felix Reyes. He'll call time and recalibrate. Harrison from the stretch. Look back at second and delivers. Low and away, count is full. So good patient at bat here by Reyes to take that pitch away. It's 3-2. Not going chasing after a pitch outside the strike zone. Harrison wants to come in with something here. He doesn't want to walk him. Rolled towards third. McAdoo to second for 1. The relay is in time. Taylor made 5-4-3 double play, and that'll do it for the Phils in the 4th inning. They cannot take advantage of their first hit and walk of the game. And for the Phils in the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left, 4 complete. It's 2-0. Fisher Cats on top. We head to the top half of the 5th inning, and the Alberta University Golden Wolves call a bullpen will bring John McMillan into the game for the Fightin' Phils. McMillan making his 9th appearance of the season. He's 0-1 with a 6.43 earned run average in 7 innings. He's given up 8 hits, 5 earned runs. He's struck out 11. He has walked 5 and given up 1 home run along the way. So John McMillan, after Mitch Noonborn went 3, Gunnar Mayer goes 1 inning. And now McMillan on here in the 5th with the Fisher Cats on top 2-0. Peyton Williams the first one to face him. And Williams started and stopped. The pitch is over for a called strike 1. Williams 2 for 2 on the day, tripled in the first, singled and drove in a run his last time up. And a big swing here comes up empty. 24th RBI of the season for Peyton Williams, his last at bat. Oh, 0-2 pitch lifted into left field. Lazy fly ball for Hendry Mendez. He'll drift to his right and make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Charles McAdoo to the plate. McAdoo 0 for 2 so far today with a ground out and strikeout. McMillan, the 27-year-old right-hander. First pitch from him to McAdoo is low for a ball. Originally drafted by the Detroit Tigers in the 11th round out of Texas Tech in 2019. Does have big league experience. Made his major league debut with the Kansas City Royals in 2023. McAdoo drives this one straight up shallow center field. Cade Fergus has to take a couple steps to his right. And he'll make the catch for a second straight lazy fly ball here in this 5th inning. 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring Ryan McCarty to the plate. Mentioned that McCarty, one of several Pennsylvania-based players on this New Hampshire roster. McCarty originally from Yardley, played his high school baseball at Pennsbury on a 2017 team that made it to the 6A state championship game, then played his college baseball at Penn State Abington. Jay Harry, who's played both shortstop and center field for the Fisher Cats in this series, played at Penn State University. Of course, Trey Savage, who pitched on it, made the start for New Hampshire on Wednesday, is a Boyertown native. This one popped up in the shallow center field. The shortstop, Carson DiMartini, will drift back and make the catch in a very quick, smooth inning for John McMillan as the Fisher Cats go 1, 2, 3, and quickly we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-0 Fisher Cats on top. Bottom half of the 5th inning. It's presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. And it will be Paul McIntosh who will lead off for the Fightin' Phils, trailing 2-0. Devereaux Harrison has been in control of this ball game for the Fisher Cats, giving up just 1 hit and 1 walk, and they came in consecutive batters last inning. Phil's unable to take advantage of it on the double play that wiped out that mini rally. McIntosh to be followed by Alex Pinellas and Seth Beer. And the first pitch to McIntosh is over for a called strike. Never did get a chance on that top half of the 5th inning because it went by so fast. To give you today's Fightin' Phil's alumni report presented by Deer Country. And I know we've used him a lot this year as a Lehigh Valley Iron Pig, but how about Otto Kemp with 4 hits today for the Philadelphia Phillies? 4 of the 18 hits the Phils had today in an 11-4 win over the Toronto Blue Jays as the Phillies finish off the sweep of the Blue Jays and end up winning 5 out of 6 in the homestand. So the Philadelphia Phillies are now going on the road to Miami for 4, beginning tomorrow night. You can hear that on our flagship WEEU radio in Reading. McIntosh fouls another out of play. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Paul McIntosh. So 4 in Miami for the Phillies, and then they'll come home on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to play the New York Mets. Foul straight back again by McIntosh. It's 1-2. Want to see the final of that. The Mets were getting their butts whooped by Tampa Bay over the course of this weekend. They were down 9-0, and it ended up 9-0. So the Phils now climb to within 2.5 of New York as they sweep Toronto, and the Mets get swept by Tampa Bay. McIntosh, fly ball shallow center field. Deson Brown will come in a couple of steps, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 here in the 5th. It'll bring up Alex Pinellas. Pinellas out on a ground ball to first, his first time up. Devereaux Harrison. Right now it's 72 pitches on the day as Pinellas lifts this one down the third base line. McAdoo will give it chase, but he'll run out of room as it finds its way to the third base grandstand. Great crowd on hand on this Father's Day Sunday. Lots of the blue Hawaiian shirts that were given away to men in attendance today. The 4th in the series of Hawaiian shirts. A 1 pitch is driven down the third base line again. McAdoo, same thing, going to give it chase. And this time it hits just on the top of the railing on the grandstand. So it's now no balls and 2 strikes. And a bit of a winded Charles McAdoo. He's got to come a long way to go get him. Ryan McCarty in left field shading the Pinellas a little bit towards center field, the left-hand hitter. So McAdoo's had the better shot of all of it. But ultimately, no real shot at all. So Pinellas has to get back to the plate. Devereaux Harrison has to give Charles McAdoo a chance to get his breath back. No balls and 2 strikes to Alex Pinellas. Pinellas 5 for 12 in this series. And I believe he came up empty on that one. Wasn't sure if it was a foul ball or not. Brooks looks back at the home plate umpire, Garrett Nelson, who said, nope, no foul ball. So he throws down to first base. And Pinellas is retired. That'll go down as a strikeout. 5th for Devereaux Harrison. 2 outs now here in the 5th inning. Seth Beer will bat for the Phils. Beer out on a line out to first base, his first time up. So no activity as of yet in the Fisher Cat bullpen. And rightfully so, because Harrison has been in command. First pitch to Beer is over for a called strike 1. And the second just misses low. It's 1-1. Beer 6 for 18 in this series with a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs. 1-1 pitch is up high. It's 2-1. Fisher Cats are headed home to play Somerset beginning on Tuesday. Again, the Phils will welcome the Hartford Yard Goats to Reading. That pitch is there for a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Seth Beer. Left-hander will step out, call timeout. Harrison winds, delivers. Curveball in the dirt, it's 3-2. Again, he walked Hendry Mendez last inning on a 3-2 pitch. Has another 3-2 count here on Seth Beer. Swing and a miss as Beer swings over the top of the curveball. 6 strikeouts now for Devereaux Harrison as the Phils go in order in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We are through 5, and it's a 2-0 Fisher Cat lead. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring. It offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. John McMillan back out to work the 6th after working a very quick and clean 5th inning. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Fisher Cats. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors for the Phils. Cade Doty will lead it off for New Hampshire. They'll be followed by Devontae Brown and then Deshaun Brown. 6, 7, and 8 in the Fisher Cat lineup. Doty 0 for 2 so far on the day. And the first pitch from McMillan is low for a ball. Mentioned last inning that for McMillan, he made his major league debut with the Royals. It was on August 17th of 2023. Pitched 4 games that year for the Royals. As he misses again, it's 2-0. 2024, last year he was in the Marlins system. Swing and a miss here, it's 2-1. Actually spent time with both Omaha with Kansas City, then designated for assignment on July 30th, 2024. And picked up by Miami. Pitched for Jacksonville, the AAA affiliate for the Marlins. 2-1 pitch from McMillan. Lifted foul straight back by Doty. It's 2-2. Began this season with Lehigh Valley. Now here in Reading and is bit up and down. The nights where he's been really good and others not so much. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as he blows the fastball by Cade Doty for out number 1. First strikeout for McMillan is out number 1 here in the 6th. It'll bring Devontae Brown to the plate. Devontae Brown safe on an error his last time up, officially 0 for 2 on the books. Starts him with a slider, but missed it up high. One 1-0 pitch is lifted foul and out of play. Phil's try to use McMillan for a brief period of time as their late inning guy. High leverage spot, closer, call him what you want. Started out okay. Saved the first game he was used in that role, and then Lutu saves and kind of lost that spot. 1-1 pitch up high again. It's 2-1. And this coaching staff has tried to work their best to try to find that guy throughout this season. They've had a couple different guys who they've given the opportunity to be in that spot. Nelson Alvarez has had that spot. Right now, I think it's it's McMullen it's McCullum who's had that spot. Problem is the Phils, with the record they've had, have not been in that position a whole lot. McCullum picked up his first save in this series. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Devontae Brown. Over for a called strike 3, and Devontae Brown doesn't think so, but he's going to have to head back to the dugout. Back-to-back strikeouts for McMillan. Garrett Nelson with the delayed ringing up of Devontae Brown, and Devontae Brown just kind of looked back at him like, are you serious? And the answer is, yes, I am. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th for Deshaun Brown. First pitch to him is up and in, ball 1. This down the third base line, but foul. Evens the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Deshaun Brown 0 for 1. He walked last time up in the 4th inning. 4th inning, a bit of a mess. A couple of errors and a couple of walks led to the Fisher Cats' 2nd run. Putting the 2nd walk with the bases loaded. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Deshaun Brown. That's low. It's 2-1. Fisher Cat bullpen is quiet. Right now, the Phil's bullpen is as well. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, got to think if you can get 2 out of McMillan here, you'll take that. Then you turn it over to the guys for 7, 8, 9. You're off tomorrow. Only Dallas pitched yesterday, so you got to think pretty much everyone minus Dallas available tonight.
2-2 pitch. Outside, they check, and he said he did not go around, so it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's Josiah Shepard. First base umpire says nope, did not go around. So it's 3-2 now to Deshaun Brown. Lifts this one into shallow right field and sinking fast, but foul. Felix Reyes made a run at it, but fortunately for him, it falls foul. Because Deshaun Brown's got some speed. Do they call catcher's interference? He's standing on first base.
Oh, they must have.
They must have.
Should be the 2nd straight night there's been catcher's interference.
So that's going to go down as another error for the Phils, and that's their 3rd of the game. It goes as an error on the catcher, Andrik Nava. So Deshaun Brown's now at first base with 2 outs, and Robert Brooks is the batter. Brooks 0 for 2. He was safe on an error his last time up. First pitch to him is in the dirt, gets by Nava and all the way to the backstop, and that will allow Deshaun Brown to move up to second base without a problem.
See, first catcher's interference against Nava this year, 3rd overall by Reading this season, and all 3 have come in the last 2 series.
That wild pitch really ate Andrik Nava up. He's a little bit slow to get back into his haunches behind home plate. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Robert Brooks. It's outside again. It's 2-0. Got to go after Brooks here because Paulino, the on-deck hitter, has been having himself a heck of a series. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs. 2 balls and no strikes to Brooks. Runner takes off. Pitch is a ball, I believe. 3-0, and Nava never threw it down. Pinellas, I guess, was not there in time.
Either that or he felt like the batter was in his way, which if that's the case.
I think that's what the argument is now at home from the Phil's dugout. So they're going to ask for an appeal as to whether or not there was interference on the batter. The answer is no. So Brown gets credit for a stolen base. It's 3-0 on the batter. That's there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Robert Brooks.
Andrew Walling up in the Reading bullpen. So if he doesn't get the 6, got to think he'll come out for the 7.
3-1 is lifted straight up. left side, foul territory. Benellis will get over and make the catch for the third and final out. So damage becomes nothing for the Fisher Cats as they go in the sixth with no runs, no hits, the one error, and one man left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. It's still 2-0 Fisher Cats. Bottom half of the sixth inning, Andrik Nava, Cade Fergus, Robert Moore. That is 8, 9, and 1 in the Phil's order. Due up against Devereaux Harrison, back out to go to work in the sixth inning. He is at 81 pitches as we begin this inning. So we'll assume to see some activity in the Fisher Cat bullpen as this inning materializes. But he has been dominant. He's given up one hit. He's given up one walk. He struck out 6. Phils have had just those 2 batters reach base against him, and they came back-to-back in the fourth inning, but ultimately wiped out on a double play. So Harrison, who pitched on Tuesday, gave up 8 hits and 2 runs in 5 innings. Given up 1 hit, no runs so far through 5 innings in this one. And Andrik Nava leading off takes the first pitch over for a called strike 1. A 1 pitch just out. Oh, on the outside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Nava quickly in a hole. Switch hitting catcher batting left-handed. Struck out his first time up. That's up high. It's 1-2. And misses again. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
In Allentown today, Andrew Painter bounced back in a big way. 5 shutout innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts for Painter.
Good to see. He was roughed up the last time out, but Nava drives this one into the gap in right center field, and Devontae Brown will close in on it and make the catch for out number 1.
Like that one just kind of died, and no wind, cooler day, maybe 15, 20 degrees warmer. That one at least gets off the wall. But back to Painter, 72 pitches, 47 strikes. Iron Pigs magic numbers down to 4. Justin Crawford another hit. Keaton Anthony, he got a hit and a walk, so he's reached in every game he's been with Lehigh Valley so far. So I think his on-base streak now 29 or 30 games now at this point.
Cade Fergus now will bat. Fergus, a strikeout victim his first time up, takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike 1. Fergus 3 for 12 in this series. And that one's low. It's 1-1. That's way inside. Somehow that did not hit him. That may have went through his legs. I don't know how it did not hit Cade Fergus, who has been hit more than his fair share so far in this season.
7 times, tied for 3rd in the Eastern League in that category.
2-1 pitch. That's in the dirt again. It's 3-1.
So Keaton Anthony with his hit today, he's on a 30-game on-base streak between Reading and Lehigh Valley. That is the 5th longest active on-base streak in all of minor league baseball right now.
Otto Kemp, Keaton Anthony are 2 great stories as that's
Undrafted.
up high. Ball 4 to Cade Fergus. Yeah, 2 guys who were, again, Talk about being on the landscape in terms of prospects. Two guys who've kind of come through and just worked really hard once they got their opportunities. And a conversation here.
Well, this is Brent LaValle, so
Brent
I think
LaValle,
that
so it might be the end of the day for
is.
Harrison. Yep. So Brent LaValle is going to come out now. So assuming, yep, here comes the man down the steps for the Fisher Cats. So Devereaux Harrison's day is done. He was dominant through 5+ innings, but he is coming out here in the 6th. And we'll take a timeout, tell you who's coming in when we come back right after this. The Alvernia University Golden Wolves call. The bullpen has been made for the Fisher Cats, and it will be the right-hander Connor Larkin who will now come on for New Hampshire.
Connor Larkin making his 15th appearance for the Fisher Cats. 3-1, a 2.55 ERA, 17 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, has surrendered a home run, 11 walks, 21 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 153 against Larkin this season.
So Devereaux Harrison goes 5 1/3, gives up a hit, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's responsible for Cade Fergus at first base, so he can win it. He cannot lose it. As the top of the order, and Robert Moore is at the plate with a runner at first base and 1 out. Robert Moore 0 for 2 on the day. Fergus started and stopped, purely a bluff, and Robert Moore takes it up high for a ball. Moore 5 for 17 in this series. 4 of those 5 hits, doubles. Fergus does take off here. Throw down is not in time. Cade Fergus will pick up the steal. And the pitch was inside, I thought, to Robert Moore, so it's 2-0. I think Brooks is looking for something from the home plate umpire. Now he's looking at the dugout. I don't know what he's arguing about.
Yeah, I think that's another good slide there by Cade Fergus, similar to what we saw from Devontae Brown a few innings back, where it was kind of went to the outside and reached in with that left arm to get around that tag on the front of the bag.
The count is 2 balls and no strikes, or is it 1 ball and 1 strike?
Looks like it's 1-1. So that must have been a called strike on the second pitch.
Yeah, I thought it was a strike, but the initially I thought he put up 2 fingers as 2 out, or 2-0. This one's outside, it's 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike now for sure to count to Robert Moore, with Cade Fergus in scoring position. Second time today the Phillies have had a runner at second base. 1 out. Bottom half of the 6th. Moore fouls that one away, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson DiMartini in the on-deck circle. Just missed outside. The count is full. Fergus takes his lead off of second. Doty, the shortstop, trying to cheat in behind him as Moore lines this one towards the left center field gap, but Deshaun Brown had him played perfectly, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
It may have been a bit off the end of the bat, an all-speed pitch to Robert Moore. That kind of tailed outside at the end there, so yeah, probably off the end of the bat. and just can't get enough on it. So let's see if DiMartino, who had a single last time up, the only hit Reading's had tonight, can get another one and score the speedy Fergus from second.
This day in baseball town history, June 15th of 1987, here at FirstEnergy Stadium, the longest game in what was then Municipal Stadium history, as DiMartino swings and misses. Shane Turner hits a game-winning homer off the right field foul pole, give the R-Phils a 7-5 win in 18 innings. Good for them. Let's not have that again today. We're moving along crisply so far in this one. No balls and a strike to DiMartino outside. The count is 1-1. Of course, Father's Day in baseball in baseball history. One of a baseball town Hall of Famers has a famous day in baseball history.
His number is right out there.
That's correct. Jim Bunning, who managed here in Reading for a number of years, had the no-hitter against the New York Mets.
Not just a no-hitter.
Perfect game.
One of two in Phillies history.
1964.
That was a historic year for the Phillies.
Yeah, it was.
For the wrong reasons.
Things were looking good then. Didn't end so hot. 1 ball and 2 strikes now for DiMartino. Up the middle, but at the shortstop, Doty. He'll make the play and across the diamond in time for the third and final out. So again, the Phils can't get the hit. It drives in the run. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. 6 complete. It remains 2-0. Fisher Cats on top.
And here's the deal, Greg. We're going to show you 3 pixelated photos up on the video board. Each of them is of a famous TV dad, all right? For each one you can correctly identify, I'll give you 2 tickets to that big July 3rd Mega Blast fireworks game. Are you ready? Let's take a look at photo number 1. Which famous TV dad could that be, Greg? Homer Simpson. Is it Homer Simpson? Of course it is. You're 1 for 1, buddy. All right. Dad number 2. Al Bundy. That is Al Bundy, he says, and you are crushing it, Greg. I think these are too easy again. All right. Final one. Photo number 3. Who could it be? That's the Brady you're looking for. He says, is it Mike Brady? And of course it is. Congratulations. 3 for 3. Way to go, Greg. You got 6 tickets to the July 3rd game. That's tonight's Berkside Vision Challenge.
The top of the 7th inning, presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. I invite you as well to stick around for our White Star Travel post-game show when this game ends. It's 2-0, Fisher Cats on top. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for New Hampshire. No runs, 1 hit, and 3 errors for the Fightin' Phils. Top of the order, Anderson Paulino for New Hampshire, here to take on a new pitcher out of the Phils bullpen. The Alberta University Golden Wolves call a bullpen brings Andrew Walling into the game for Reading.
13th appearance, 0-2, 3 saves, 5.25 ERA, 13 strikeouts, 9 walks in 12 innings pitched.
Lefty on lefty matchup, and the first pitch to Paulino spins him off the plate up near his head. Paulino been on base 2 more times in this game. The single scored a run, also walked and drove in a run, walked with the bases loaded. A 1 pitch down the first base line is foul. So it's the 4th RBI of the season for Paulino with that bases loaded walk. His single in the 3rd was his 10th hit of this series. So he has had himself one heck of a series. 10 for 23. 2 doubles, he's at 2 home runs and now driven in 4. And the count is 1-1. Curveball and a good one. He locked him up there. It's 1-2.
An absolutely monumental blockbuster trade out of nowhere. Just went down in Major League Baseball. Get you to that after this pitch.
There's a good
let the
tease.
suspense build.
1-2 pitch. Paulino started and he did not go around. They'll peel. Nope. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The Red Sox are trading Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants for Jordan Hicks and more. But Devers, of course, the centerpiece of that deal, who had kind of become embattled in Boston earlier this year.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Paulino goes down swinging.
Devers, who was a third baseman, they wanted him to move with Alex Bregman coming, didn't really want to move. So then he kind of shifted to DH. And then when Tristan Casas got hurt, they wanted him to go to first base. And he basically was like, I don't want to play first base. You're kind of jockeying me around right now. And he kind of wasn't really happy. That was a whole saga a couple weeks back. And looks like Boston has found a new home for Rafael Devers.
Jace Borfin now will bat. He swings at the first pitch and fouls out of play. And the Giants are having a heck of a year. I mean, they are right in the middle of things. I mean, everybody thought going into the season, obviously the Dodgers are the favorite in the West with the Padres right there, and Arizona has been a playoff team as well. And just looking at the standings right now, the Giants are second as Borfin fouls this one down the first baseline. Giants are 41-30, a game behind the Dodgers and ahead of the Padres. The National League West is just ridiculous. I mean, there might be 2 of the 3 wild cards coming out of the National League West the way baseball is shaping up, with obviously a lot of games left to play. Between those 4 teams, for sure 2 of them are getting in, and very possible 3. No balls and 2 strikes to Jace Borfin. Fouls this one straight back. It stays no balls and 2 strikes. So yeah, it's been a strange season for Devers and the Red Sox. It's not been fun. It's not been friendly, that's for sure.
Now.
No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch, fouled straight back again. Not too far from us. And on a ricochet, fan below us.
Nice play.
Makes the backhanded stab on the kickback.
Barehanded, no glove needed.
So it's no balls and 2 strikes still to Jace Borfin. And fouls and 1 more back. Lots of the blue Hawaiian shirts on in the crowd today. Notice how when the Hawaiian shirt is for the guys, we had the Mother's Day women's Hawaiian shirt. There were a few women who put it on right away. The guys like, I got a new shirt, I'm going to put it on now. They don't wait. This one away, and Borfin will let it go and takes it for a ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. But I've seen a few of the last year's version of the Father's Day Hawaiian shirts as well in the crowd. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, and he beats this one foul again. Brent LaValle olays it down the first base line. Again, the Fisher Cats have flipped their coaches around, trying to break the whammy that the Phils have had now in 3-game winning streak. LaValle now coaching at first base the last couple nights, with Jake McGuigan coaching at third. Not that baseball people are superstitious or anything.
Not at all.
1-2 still to Jace Borfin. On a hop, foul again as Borfin continues to wear out Walling right now. He got ahead of him quickly, no balls and 2 strikes, and he's fouled off at least 5 in a row. Borfin 1 for 3 on the day with a single back in the 3rd inning. His 6th hit of this series, 6 for 22 in total. 4 of his 6 hits, doubles. 1-2 pitch. Lifts this one down the third base line, and guess what? It's foul.
9th pitch of the at-bat here. Long battle here between Borfin and Walling.
We go again. This one is fair, and it's going to be a base hit in the right field. Heck of a bat by Jace Borfin. He didn't hit it hard, but he hit it in a perfect spot between Moore and Beer for a base hit.
Yeah, Moore was kind of shaded over towards the middle, and Borfin just throws the bat head right on it and slaps it right between that hole on the right side for a base hit. So see if maybe we can get a quicker at bat here for Williams. Perhaps a ground ball results in a double play.
5th hit of the night for the Fisher Cats. Peyton Williams, who's at the plate, has 2 of those now 5 hits. Triple and a single and an RBI as well. First pitch to him is there for a called strike. Good sized lead for Borfin off of first. Pitch to the plate is inside. It's 1-1. Alex Reyes a little bit more to his left now in right field after Williams tripled his first time up. Breaking ball is fouled away. It stays, it's 1-2 now, excuse me. Seth Beer holding the runner on. One-two pitch is up high. So Walling facing his third straight left-handed hitter. Comes 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, and Williams goes down swinging.
Good job by Walling. Tucked the fastball at 93, which, for a lefty, 93, it's hard to hit, especially for a fellow lefty and Peyton Williams. Tucked it in, up and in to him, and gets a swing and a miss on it.
Yeah, most lefties like it down low and not the high heat, and Williams goes down swinging for McAdoo, who's 0 for 3 on the day. And that's in the dirt. Good block by Nava, but it gets away from him, and it's going to allow Borfin to move up.
Should be a wild pitch on Andrew Walling, who's been good against lefties this year. Entering today, left-handed bats 083 against him this year.
So now he faces the first right-handed hitter after those 3 straight lefties at the top of the order. That's why most teams don't like to stack left-handed hitters. They like to break them up because of the role of the relief pitchers. 1-0 pitch coming now to McAdoo. Big lead for Borfin. Moore comes in behind, and Walling will step off. Borfin had danced his way a long way from second base and brought Moore towards the bag, and it ultimately forced Walling to step off. Borfin not quite as egregious this time, and the pitch to the plate is over for a called strike. It's 1-1. Top half of the 7th inning, 2-0. Fisher Cats lead it. Second look back, comes to the plate. Line into center field, that's going to be a base hit. Borfin's going to get waved around. He will score. RBI single for McAdoo makes it a 3-0 game.
Some more 2-out damage for the Fisher Cats tonight. It was the Fightin Phillies bats who were chipping in with 2 outs the last few games, but tonight all 3 runs for New Hampshire have come with 2 outs, and they get a big insurance run. It's 3-0.
16th RBI of the season for McAdoo, and that's where that wild pitch comes into play because that's what put him on second base. It allows him to come in without a problem as Ryan McCarty now will bat. McCarty 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch to him is up and in. So McAdoo with 4 RBIs now in this series takes his lead off of first with 2 outs. That's outside. Now 2 balls and no strikes to Ryan McCarty. Big lead now for for McAdoo off of first. Walling comes to the plate, gets it over for a called strike 1. Hardy struck out in the second, flew out to right field in the 4th, and popped up in the infield his last time up. So after 3 doubles last night, Hardy now 4 for 17 in the series. And now calls time at the plate to count 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouls this one straight back, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Already a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Walling. See if he can get a third and get out of this. Travis Kuhn starting to throw in the Reading pen.
Pitch to the plate. Breaking ball is fouled out of play. It's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Walling delivers. Outside, the count is full.
29 pitches for Walling. Definitely the high water mark for him in terms of what we've seen from him in Reading the last couple of years. Have to think this might be his last batter no matter what.
Comes 3-2. McAdoo will be off. In the hole, DeMartini backhanded, long throw, and it gets away from Seth Beer, and that's going to allow McAdoo to come around third and score. And so, likely be a hit and an error, but McAdoo comes around with a second run in the inning for the Fisher Cats, and it's a 4-0 New Hampshire lead.
Yeah, definitely going to be a hit, and the reason why it got away and the fact that McAdoo scores, they have to put an error on the board for that to happen, and it's likely going to be an error on DeMartini, which would be his second of the night, fourth overall for Reading in the game, and also fourth total for DeMartini this week.
It's also going to be the end of the run for Walling as well, as here comes Michael Jones to get the ball, as Walling's night is over, and another error turns into yet another run for the Fisher Cats. Again, it's simply a case of sometimes the best thing you could do is not make the throw, as DeMartini tried to make that jump throw from deep in the hole at shortstop, and it hopped over Seth Beer and out of play and allows McAdoo to score. And with that, Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. When we get back, FirstEnergy Stadium, it's 4-0 New Hampshire on top.
Now coming into the game from the Alvernia University Golden Wolves bullpen, Hot Dogs pitcher number 49, Travis Coon.
Well, the Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen, brings in the right-hander Travis Kuhn for the Phillies, trying to get out of this seventh inning.
Travis Kuhn, 20th game, 6-2 record, a mark that's towards the top of the Eastern League and leads Reading. No saves, 3 opportunities, 4.38 ERA, 24 2/3 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts, and 14 walks.
Who got the win in Wednesday night's 9-7 Fightin' Phil's victory. They're going to have work to do to get back in this one. They're down now 4-0 with a runner at first base and 2 outs, and Cade Doty at the plate. First pitch from Kuhn on the outside corner for a called strike one. Doty 0 for 3 on the night. So no RBI on that play for Ryan McCarty. The run scores because of the error. He is safe at first with the Fisher Cats' third hit of the inning, 7th of the night, and the 0-1 pitch is a called strike 2. So Kuhn quickly comes in and gets 2 quick strikes on Cade Doty. Way up high, it's 1-2. Doty lays off. And that just misses. Nava just kind of holding the ball there, thinking it was there. Travis Kuhn took a step towards the dugout, but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes instead. This one lined into the gap in center field. Fergus is not going to get there. They'll cut it off before it gets to the warning track. They're going to wave around McCarty. Here comes the relay of the plate. It's on the wrong side of the bag, and McCarty will slide in with run number 5 and an RBI double from Cade Doty.
Fisher Cats quiet the last couple of nights, but bats waking up here, especially in the 7th inning, breaking it open, leading 5-0. It was an off-speed pitch at 81 from Kuhn. Pretty much got too much of the plate, and Doty able to square it up.
So the double for Doty, his 8th of the season, his 11th RBI of the year as well. And he's now in scoring position as well with 2 outs for Devontae Brown. First pitch from Kuhn is up and in for a ball. Jake's point, he had Doty with 2 strikes, and that pitch pretty much right down the middle, and Doty made him pay for it. 1-0 pitch now coming to Devontae Brown. It's too far inside, it's 2-0. Make it 3-0. That's there for strike 1. Look like Brown taking all the way. Brown 0 for 3 of the night. Was safe on one of the 4 Phil's errors back in the 4th inning. Came around to score a run. 3-1 pitch. Lifted down the first base line, slicing foul and out of play. So now the count is full. Doty back to second. Good wheels on the base pads. 3-2 pitch. Over for a called strike 3, and that will end the inning. But more damage done by the Fisher Cats as they put 3 runs across. They do it on 4 hits, another error for the Phils, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch in Baseball Town. 5-0, New Hampshire on top. Bottom half of the 7th inning brought to you by Schwartz-Carlton PC. Have you or a loved one been injured? Get justice. Call Schwartz-Carlton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. It's now a 5-0 New Hampshire lead as the Phils come to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Connor Larkin back out there for the Fisher Cats. He came on to get the final 2 outs of the 6th inning. He will face Hendry Mendez, Felix Reyes, and Paul McIntosh for the Phils here in the 7th.
Well, time to start chipping away. You got 9 outs to work with. You're down by 5. Just 1 hit today for Reading, but we've seen the bats definitely work quickly this week.
Mendez, one of 3 base runners for the Fightins. The Fightins have had 2 walks, and Mendez one of them. Cade Fergus the other. Carson DiMartini the 1 hit. That's it offensively. First off of Devereaux Harrison, and now Connor Larkin. The first pitch to Mendez is over for a called strike. 1 pitch is outside. It's 1-1. So Mendez grounded out to first and walked in 2 plate appearances. 5 walks in this series for Hendry Mendez to go along with 5 hits. 1-1 pitch is outside corner for a called strike 2. Mendez didn't think so. He's going to call time. On the opposite side, but right to the shortstop, Doty. He'll make the play without a problem. 1 out here in the 7th. Felix Reyes will bat. Reyes 0 for 2. Now 0 for 5 in his last 2 games.
That was after a red-hot start to the week as well. Also, final line on Devereaux Harrison today, 5 1/3 a hit. No runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Currently in line for the win.
So Reyes, to Jake's point, now 7 for 17 in this series. And the first pitch to him is outside for a ball. And the second is there for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball McIntosh in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. 1-1 pitch to Reyes is there for strike 2. So Larkin right now filling up the strike zone. See if Reyes can time one up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Misses low, it's 2-2. A healthy dose of sliders right now from Larkin to Reyes. Outside, does not chase, and the count is full. Phils need base runners, down by 5, bottom of the 7th. Fouls this one away, very defensive swing for Felix Reyes with 2 strikes, and it stays 3-2.
Reyes, though, doesn't get cheated on any of his swings. Doesn't get cheated at all. He gives you all he's got every time.
Son Brown cheating him to right field, which I just don't understand. His gap is that left center field gap. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Reyes. Fouls another one out of play. Trying to get in on him, and he's just kind of fisting them foul. If that's the case, that still doesn't make sense why Deshaun Brown is cheating him the other way if they're pitching him inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes, we go again. Outside, ball 4. So Reyes works a walk. First base runner that Larkin has surrendered.
Third walk overall for Fisher Cats pitching. See if Fightin can just get something going here in this inning. It's been a very quiet night offensively after Reyes wins that 8-pitch battle.
So Paul McIntosh will bat. McIntosh 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Reyes takes his lead off at first with 1 out. McIntosh outside for a ball. Just thinking about this before, Jake. These guys in a row, Phils have some dudes in a row. Reyes is 6'4", 195. McIntosh is a beast. He's 5'11", 220. 1-0 pitch is outside. And you follow him up with Alex Benelis and Seth Beer, both of whom are about 6'2", 225. You got 4 dudes in a row in this batting order. Let's see if they can do some damage to the bat.
They've done some damage this week. See if it can spill over here to Sunday. It's been a quiet Sunday so far.
Conversation on the mound now with Robert Brooks and Connor Larkin. Not sure what that's all about other than, hey, you know what? It's 5-0. How about we throw some strikes? It's 2 balls and no strikes to McIntosh after walking Felix Reyes. So if you're McIntosh, you're looking for something pretty to hit. It's outside again. It's 3-0. Gotta think he gets a green light.
Get a pitch you like. Know your pitch, know your spot. Give it a rip.
Reyes at first. Takes his lead. 3-0 pitch. On the outside corner, strike 1. Good breaking ball there. I thought it was a breaking ball. Maybe not. It's 3-2. Doesn't matter. McIntosh is now at 3 balls and 2 strikes in the count. Broken bat, looper down the first base line. Williams is the first baseman. Will get over there and make the catch. And that's now 2 outs here in the 7th. So he jams McIntosh and fisted into foul territory for the 2nd out. Pieces of the bat all over the place. Bat boys looking for some shrapnel right now. It's like after the fireworks, so they're picking up pieces on the grass. The bad boy.
Trying to find every piece.
Robert Brooks found a piece. Now Alex Pinellas will bat. Pinellas, who's had the good series, but quiet like the rest of the Phils tonight, 0 for 2, 5 for 13 in the series. First pitch way inside, ball 1. Trying to put together an inning. Phil's bats have been strong the last 3 nights, quiet today. One-0 pitch. Up high again, it's 2-0. So again, he gets behind the hitter. He got behind McIntosh, 3 balls and no strikes. Came back to get him out. It's 2-0 now on Pinellas. 3-0. So he walked Reyes, got the 3-0 on McIntosh, and now he's 3-0 on Pinellas. 31 pitches now for Larkin. 3-0 is right there. It's 3-1. So a very familiar pattern going on right now for Connor Larkin and the Fightin' Phils hitters. Pinellas trying to change up that pattern. 3-1 is low, ball 4. So here's the second base runner they need as Seth Beer will come to the plate.
Yeah, and Beer had that big 7th inning swing in the Sunday against New Hampshire about a month ago, 4 weeks ago today to be exact.
His first home run of the year. He had his second home run earlier in this series. That first one was Redner's Event Center planted. The last one was the other way. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Fightin's trail at 5-0. Larkin from the stretch. Not looking at the runners, just working on the batter. He beats it slow and foul and off his foot. Off the front foot for Seth Beer. It's no balls and a strike. Got some activity in the Fisher Cat bullpen. Fightin's bullpen is quiet.
Nate Garko, the righty, up and throwing.
Reyes at second, he walked. Pinellas at first, he walked. 0-1 pitch. Almost gets away from Brooks. It's 1-1.
Good job by Brooks to smother that one.
Outfielders play Seth Beer well around the other way. 1-1 pitch coming. And he pitches it away. It's 2-1. So they play him away and pitch him away so far. But again, behind an account. Larkin playing with fire here. If the Phillies can make something out of it. Two-one pitch. Down low, it's 3-1.
You got to think this might be Connor Larkin's last batter no matter what. Looks like Garko's ready in the Fisher Cats bullpen.
Great spot here for Seth Beer. He sits 3 balls and 1 strike. Lifts this one left center field. Back goes Deshaun Brown, but he'll have room and make the catch for the 3rd and final out. For the Phils in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. 7 complete, 5-0 New Hampshire on top.
Our first contestant. He's representing all the guys in the ballpark tonight. Tell us your name and where you're from.
I'm Eric from Mercetown.
All right, Eric, and where are you, Jordan, with our female contestant?
Hey, Todd, we're over here in box 9 with our contestant representing all the ladies. What's your name and where are you from? All right, Todd, back to you for our
We head to the top half of the 8th inning. Well, the Fisher Cats have changed up their coaches, and so far it's worked in this one. Time for us to change the mojo as New Hampshire leads us 5-0, and Jake Starr will take over play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Bob. But first, let's tell you about Giovanna's Pizzeria, a locally owned Italian restaurant serving up some of the best meals in the Reading area. Try their pasta, sandwiches, pizza, and more with curbside pickup, online ordering, and great deals. Giovanna's makes your meal affordable and delicious. Visit them today at 1500 New Holland Road or at giovannaspizzeria.com. Giovanna's Pizzeria is proud to be a 2025 Fightin' Phillies team feed partner. So top half of the 8th inning, 5-0 Fisher Cats on top. 6 outs away from picking up a series split with the Fightin' Phillies this week. Desan Brown will lead things off here in the inning. Travis Kuhn back out. His first pitch is over for a called strike. It's 0-1. A crowd in attendance on this Father's Day Sunday. Next pitch is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Following the game, there will be play catch on the field. Dads and kids will have a chance to throw the baseball around in lieu of our usual Sunday run the bases. 0-2, swung on. Ground ball, one hop, scoop by Benellis nicely in the corner. Diving, his throw to first is in time. Very nifty play by Alex Benellis for out number 1. Takes a base hit away from Desan Brown. Take a look at that replay on our MILB TV feed. A great play by Benellis, gets the speedy Brown out. So that'll bring the catcher, Robert Brooks, up. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Did reach on an error back in the 4th on Carson DiMartini. First pitch to Brooks is over for a called strike. It's 0-1. Kuhn faced a pair of hitters in the 7th. You have a double to Kate Doty, which allowed an inherited runner to score, Ryan McCarty. Next pitch misses outside, 1-1. Then he struck out Devontae Brown. Third time Kuhn has pitched this week. He pitched Tuesday, Thursday, now Sunday. 1-1 is swung on and it's line foul. And the left field line, it's 1-2. So entering play today, Kuhn, 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Was credited with a blown save on Thursday, but did get the win, as Reading was able to score despite Kuhn giving up the lead the inning prior, so he still got the win. Leads the team in victories with 6. The 1-2 to Brooks is swung on, hit in the air towards center, not deep. Fergus back into his left in the alley, makes the catch for out number 2. And that'll flip the lineup over for New Hampshire for the 5th time today and bring the second baseman Edinson Paulino to the plate. So Paulino digs in from the left side, 2 outs, top 8, 5-0 Fisher Cats. The first pitch sails high for a ball. It's 1-0. So a couple more innings left on this Sunday. Off day tomorrow. Chance to recharge the batteries and off front, and then it's back for 6 more here at home against Hartford. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. Next week also the final week of the first half, as the Fightin' Phillies look to finish the half off strong before opening up half number 2 in Richmond in a couple of weeks. Next pitch is swung on. One hopper, ground ball to short towards the middle. DiMartini gloves it, throws from the outfield grass to first in time, and that retires the side in the A's. So 1-2-3 inning for Travis Kuhn. Fisher Cats down in order. We'll head to the home half of the A's. Fightin's bats. Work to do. They trail it 5-0. Today's Fightin' Phil's team leaders presented by PA Army National Guard. No, he hasn't played in a couple of days, but we're going to look at Aiden Miller. Leads the team in stolen bases with 24 on the season. Also, he's added a chance to tease on rphils.com tomorrow. Be releasing of a feature story by team writer Aiden Stepansky on Aiden Miller and his base stealing capabilities, and how that's taken a big step this year. So it's a great story. Hope you give it a read, rphils.com. It'll be released tomorrow, so give that one a look. Got a new pitcher in for the Fisher Cats here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 5-0 New Hampshire leads. Nate Garko's in, third arm of the day. He'll face Andrik Nava. We'll get you Garko's line here in a moment. As Nava digs in from the left side, and the first pitch home is over for a called strike.
Garko making his 5th appearance, his 2nd of the series. He pitched on the first game of the series. A 1-0 in the year. He has not given up an earned run in 6 innings. Only 1 hit, 12 strikeouts, and 2 walks.
0-1. Nava waving a whiff over a slider. It's 0-2.
Pitched a perfect inning on Tuesday night. Gave up and got 1 strikeout in the process.
Andrik Nava 0 for 2 in today's ball game. It's been a very quiet night for the bats. 0-2. Nava swings and he hits a fly ball shallow right towards the line. Williams back. Second baseman Paulino makes the call on the catch. That's out number 1. Nava retired. Here comes Cade Fergus.
Yeah, there just hasn't been as much as thumping as there's been for the Phils over the course of the last couple of nights, including some long balls. Not much of anything tonight, if we're not for the exception of the fact that New Hampshire has walked 4 combined between the first 2 pitchers who were in this game. Phils would have almost nothing on the bases at all.
There's Cade Fergus, 0 for 1 today. First pitch is a curveball that never really curved and misses up for a ball 1-0. Fergus a strikeout in the 3rd. He walked and stole a base in the 6th. Has home runs in each of the last 2 nights. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Tried to hold back on a slider, could not. Kind of laughing at himself there. Knew that he didn't really want to take the bat off his shoulder. 1-1. Fergus swings, fouls it straight back, 1-2.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those situations where you're glad you swung and missed, because if you had made contact, best you would have done is hit a slow roller to 3rd.
Yeah, or a tapper out in front of the mound, right back to the pitcher. Fergus will call time, step out, readjust his batting gloves. Wears the bright blue arm sleeve on the right arm in honor of Father's Day, of course. Here's the 1-2. Misses up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of the Fisher Cats have those blue bats. I don't think I've seen any Phils have a blue bat.
Some Phil's wearing some blue paraphernalia.
Yeah,
Robert Moore on deck's got the socks and the shoes.
Right, a little easier to get that paraphernalia than to get the bats. I mean, this, major leaguers, they get them shipped to them in plenty. Not so much with the minors.
2-2. Fergus swinging a miss, struck him out. Went after a slider at 77. That's out number 2, and that'll bring Robert Moore to the plate. 2 outs, 8th inning, 5-0 Fisher Cats lead. Andrew Schultz continues to throw in the Reading bullpen. So it looks like he'll get the top half of the 9th inning. First pitch to Moore will take it for a strike. It's 0-1.
John Kruk brought up a good point today with the blue bats, because Nick Castellanos hit a grand slam, then came up the next time up and had the bases loaded again. He said if he hits another grand slam, is he going to be able to use that bat tomorrow?
0-1, up 1-1. I mean, I don't see why not.
That's pretty much what they said. Like, well, they can use red bats. Why can't they use blue bats? They don't just have to you have to use them on Sunday, Father's Day Sunday only.
It's more of a traditional thing.
Absolutely.
Ball and a strike, 2 outs to Robert Moore. Here's the pitch. Swung on, tapper out in front of the plate. Charging is Garko. He'll foot it with the bare hand, throw to first in time. 1-3 goes to put out. Moore's retired. And the Fightins go down quietly in the 8th. No runs, no hits. Nobody left on base for Reading. We'll head to the 9th inning. Fisher Cats on top, 5-0. Top of the ninth inning, 5-0 Fisher Cats on top. Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium is 6,242, presented by PSECU. PSECU is proud to be the lending partner of the Reading Fightin Phillies and the largest credit union in Pennsylvania. So we said 5-0 Fisher Cats. Our attendance 6,242 thanks to PSECU. New pitcher in from the Alverna University Golden Wolves bullpen. Sixth arm of the day for Reading is Andrew Walling.
Andrew
Excuse me,
Schultz.
Andrew Schultz. There's so many Andrews on this team. It's hard to keep track. Andrew Schultz, Bob, tell us about him, please.
12th appearance of the season for Andrew Schultz. It's been a rough go so far. He's 0-1 with a 7.15 earned run average. In 11 1/3 innings, he's given up 19 hits, 15 strikeouts. He's also walked 9 and given up a couple home runs as well.
So Andrew Schultz is in. Jace Borfin bats. 2-3-4 due up in the 9th. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Andrew Schultz entering to Pink Pony Club by Chappell Roan. I know a song that's probably frequented when Bob McCool goes to the gym.
Pretty much.
That and Hot to Go, which is Tommy McCullum's walk-up song. 0-1 is a strike. It's 0-2. I asked Tommy about that a couple weeks back. Interviewed him in Harrisburg last week, and he said, yeah, I just made it my warm-up song when I was down in Jersey Shore to start the year. Had a good start, decided to stick with it. Clearly it's working.
Yep.
Next pitch is a ball up. It's 1-2. Yeah, Tommy's had a amazing start to this season with Reading. He is 0-1. Well, the one loss was an extra inning inherited runner type situation, but .55 ERA over 11 appearances, 1 earned run, 16 1/3 innings pitched, 11 walks, 1 strikeout. Next pitch is down 2-2 from Schultz.
It was a bit of a head scratcher as to why they started him in Jersey Shore to begin with this season, but they did. Whether that motivated him in any way or not doesn't matter. It's worked.
Well,
he pitched well there. He's pitched well here.
After interviewing McCullum last week, it makes a little more sense when you kind of piece some things together. 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So McCullum said in the interview as Peyton Williams comes up that Phillies basically said, hey, we're going to shut you down from game action for a couple of weeks in spring training. We want you to work on incorporating some different things into your repertoire, just how you're doing things. So I think probably part of that was, hey, we're trying some new things with you. Let's start you out at a lower level. We know you're good enough to be in AA. I don't think that's ever been a question with Tommy McCullum. Let's start you out at a lower level, let you work on those things. He had success. He quickly came up. He was caught up in early May. Williams fouls the first pitch off. It's 0-1, and he's had success. So I think it was more of this is the plan, and the plan has been executed almost perfectly so far, nearly flawless.
Knowing that, it makes sense to make sure he has success with whatever changes he's making.
0-1's a called strike, 0-2.
Because if he doesn't, then the tendency is going to be to try to give up on them. So you have some success on them. Hey, you know what? These changes are working, and now let's carry it to another level.
0-2. Williams will take it. It's 1-2. Hampshire does have bullpen action. So looks like Garco might just be one and done. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Peyton Williams. Here's the pitch. That's down, 2-2. Jonathan Lavallee is up and throwing for the Fisher Cats. So it looks like he will get the 9th inning. 2 ball, 2 strike count here to Peyton Williams. Charles McAdoo awaits on deck. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Left side of the infield, but Ellis stays on the dirt. Third baseman towards the line, dances back, makes the catch for out number 2. So Andrew Schultz, 2 quick outs in what is his 100th career appearance with the Fightin Phils. Schultz, the longest tenured RFL. Spent parts of 22, pretty much all of 23 and 24. And he's been with them for most of 2025. Has been Andrew Schultz. Here's the pitch, and it's a called strike to McAdoo at the knees. It's 0-1. Charles McAdoo 1 for 4 today. Singled, drove in a run, scored 1 in the 7th his last time up. 0-1 is down 1-1. Schultz, the 6th pitcher of the day in for the Fightin Phils. Match the season high for pitchers used in a 9-inning ball game. Next pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. Was in and out of the glove and knob. I don't think that McAdoo made contact with it.
Now, the pitch was in the dirt, but he chased it. It's just
The good cutter from Schultz.
Yep.
So 1-2, 2 outs. Andrew Schultz looking for a 1-2-3, top of the ninth. The ready comes ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Shallow right. Moore dashes out. Reyes dances in, and the right fielder is there to make the catch. Felix Reyes to retire the side. So very good inning for Andrew Schultz in his 100th appearance in an R-Phil's uniform. Down in order are the Fisher Cats. We'll head to the bottom half of the ninth inning. It's rally time for the Fightin' Phils. They trail it 5-0. Bottom of the ninth inning, 5-0 Fisher Cats on top. Fightin' Phils with just one hit today will send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate for the 4th time tonight. That'll be a new pitcher on the mound for New Hampshire. 4th arm today, Jonathan Lavallee.
Lavallee making his 18th appearance of the season. That is most out of the Fisher Cat bullpen. He is 1-2 with a 6.53 earned run average. He is not in a save situation here, but he has 2 out of 4 in save chances on the season. 20 2/3 innings pitch. He's given up 20 hits. He has struck out 23. He's walked 18.
So as we said, 2, 3, 4, 2 up. Carson DeMartini leads things off for Reading. DeMartini 1 for 3 today, is responsible for the only Reading hit. So look, you're one single away for New Hampshire being in a position for their 2nd no-hitter in as many weeks. First pitch, big, swing and a miss by DeMartini. It's 0-1. New Hampshire had a 7-inning no-hitter from Rafael Sanchez last Saturday in a doubleheader against Altoona. Next pitch, a ball. It's 1-1. Like we said, Reading off tomorrow. Back at it Tuesday against the Hartford Yard-Goats, both starting pitchers yet to be announced. 1-1. DeMartini swings and he fouls at 1-2. Get to see our good friend Jeff Dooley for the first time this year.
I mean, 2023, it seemed like he was here the week.
1-2. Breaking pitch upstairs, 2-2. It's every year it feels like there's one team that they only come here twice, but it feels like they're here 6 times. 2 years ago was Hartford. Last year was Portland.
Yes.
This year it's New Hampshire.
Correct.
2-2. DeMartini swings and misses. He's down on strikes. So first strikeout for Lavallee. 7th overall for New Hampshire pitching. That'll bring Hendry Mendez up. Nate Garko, a scoreless inning. 0s across, 1 strikeout. We believe there's some relative of Garko in attendance because there's a guy in a Garko jersey.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that's pretty much of an assumption, but I think it's a pretty good one.
First pitch, Mendez swing, ground ball first, fielded Williams, flips to Lavallee covering. That's out number 2. 3-1 goes the put out, and the Fightin' Phils are down to their final out tonight. That game Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Bob and myself will be on the air at 6:45. 7 o'clock first pitches Tuesday through Friday next week. Saturday, 6:45. Sunday, 5:15. And it's another loaded week in baseball town. Can't wait to have you out here. First pitch to Felix Reyes, swing and a miss, 0-1.
Even though the weather was less than spectacular this week, the attendance was spectacular. We had some great crowds all week.
Nothing under 6,000 this week.
Yeah, how about that?
0-1. Reyes pops it up. Right side of the infield, drifting in the shallow right goes Edinson Paulino, and the second baseman makes the catch to end the ball game. So Fightin Phils down quietly in the ninth. It was a quiet Sunday overall for the Fightin Phils offense. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base here in the ninth inning. New Hampshire ultimately gets themselves a split with the Fightin Phils of this week's series. And Reading still leads the season series 7-5. These two teams will match up again in New Hampshire from August 5th to the 10th for the final 6 games of the 2025 season series. Like we said, Reading back at it Tuesday against Hartford, but for now, Reading falls 5-0 tonight. We'll step aside for a moment. When we come back, Bob McCool's got your White Star Tours post-game show as he wraps things up and looks ahead to Tuesday night right here on the Fightin Phils Radio Network.
Welcome back to the postgame show presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. As the Reading Fightin Phils end up with a split of this 6-game series with the Fisher Cats, as New Hampshire dominates from the pitching side of things after the Fightin Phils had exploded for a bunch of hits and runs over the course of what was a 3-game winning streak. Starting on Thursday night, the Phils had 9 runs and 11 hits. On Thursday, they came back with 11 runs on 11 hits on Friday. And then last night, in a rain-shortened game, they still put up 7 runs. Only had 5 hits, but 7 runs scored. And they took a 3-2 series lead at the time. But different story in this one as Devereaux Harrison and his bullpen end up shutting down the Fightin Phils tonight. And they come away with a 5-0 victory. And as a result of that, the Fisher Cats will head back to New Hampshire, having split this 6-game series. The Phils, of course, as we said a moment ago, will stick around, and they'll take on the Hartford Yard Goats on Tuesday. We'll take a timeout, back with more of our White Star Travel postgame show, including a recap of how the scoring went and how things unfolded on a Father's Day Sunday here at FirstEnergy Stadium, with more right after this. Welcome back to our White Star Travel postgame show. Bob McCool with you for the postgame. And the Fightin' Phils fall to the Fisher Cats by a final score of 5-0. Matchup of Mitch Noonborn and Devereaux Harrison for the second time in this series. Those two met up against one another on Tuesday in the opening game of the series, and they finish off the series on the mound as well. And it was a scoreless game through the first two before the Fisher Cats got on the board first. And that happened, obviously, first and only because of the shutout win. But it started with a two-out single to Edinson Paulino. Seemed to be innocent enough, but then Jace Borfin followed that up with a single as well. And then a wild pitch put those two runners at second and third. And Peyton Williams then singled home Paulino to put the Fisher Cats on top at the time. And little did we know at that point in time how impactful that would be. But it was 1-0 New Hampshire, and they came back with another run in the fourth inning. This time it was Gunnar Mayer on the mound, and it was kind of an ugly inning for the Phils after Mayer got the first two guys out on fly balls. A ground ball that went off the glove of first baseman Seth Beer for an error, put Devontae Brown at first base. He stole second base. Then Deshaun Brown walked. And ultimately, on a ground ball to deep shortstop, off the bat of Robert Brooks, Carson DiMartini made the stop in the hole and should have just eaten it. Instead, he tried to make the throw across the diamond to Seth Beer at first base. It got away from Beer on the bad throw and went all the way down the line. That allowed another run to score. And ultimately, I'm getting ahead of myself. Devontae Brown stole second base. Then Deshaun Brown walked, Robert Brooks on the error, and then that loaded the bases for Edinson Paulino. And with that, the run scores. I got ahead of myself. The error that I was talking about comes a little bit later on in the game. So it was two errors in the game for DiMartini as he bobbled a ground ball to third, between short and third, and that loaded the bases for Paulino. He walked to bring in the second run. It was 2-0 in favor of the Fisher Cats. And then that's when things changed in the seventh inning. Jace Borfin got it started with a one-out single. He went to second on a wild pitch. And then, play I was referring to, ultimately McAdoo gets a single, McCarty gets a single, and then Cade Doty drove in a run with a double and turned into a three-run inning with another error in the mix on the ground ball in the hole from DiMartini. So another three-run inning in the seventh for the Fisher Cats, and that put them up on top 5-0. And the Phils just were never able to get anything going. The fourth inning, they finally got somebody on base against Devereaux Harrison, the starter. After Robert Moore started the fourth inning with a strikeout, Carson DiMartini singled, and then Henry Mendez followed that up with a walk. He got first and second with one out. And at the time, it was only a 2-0 game, and Felix Reyes, who had had a great series up until last night when he went 0 for 3, was 0 for 1 to start this game. And unfortunately for the Phils, his ground ball to third turned into a 5-4-3 double play, and that ended that threat. Phils went 1-2-3 in the fifth. They got a walk to Cade Fergus with one out in the sixth. He stole second base, but unfortunately nothing out of that as well. Then the Phils tried to put something together in the seventh inning against the bullpen for the Fisher Cats. After Henry Mendez started the inning with a ground out, Felix Reyes walked. Then a pop out to Paul McIntosh, and Alex Benelis walked. So first and second and two out, but Seth Beer hit a line drive in the gap that was caught by Deshaun Brown, and then that ended the rally, and the Phils went 1-2-3 in the eighth and 1-2-3 again in the ninth against Garco and Lavalley out of the bullpen, and the Fisher Cats take the win. So it was a game dominated by the New Hampshire pitching staff, 4 relievers in the game, and ultimately surrendering just that one hit. They did walk 4, but the Fightin' Phils were never able to take advantage of it. So great job by Devereaux Harrison, the starter. Connor Larkin worked an inning and 2/3 after Devereaux Harrison went 5 1/3. And then ultimately it was Nate Garco and Jonathan Lavalley who ended up getting the Phils to go in order in both the 8th and the 9th. And the Fisher Cats take the W They've improved now to 29-34 with the loss. The Phils fall to 23-38. And as I said here, one of the great scenes in baseball town each and every season, it is the Father's Day post-game catch with Dad. And this stadium and this field is just filled with Fightin' Phils fans out there having a catch. It's even cool to see Robert Brooks, the catcher for the Fisher Cats, having a quick catch with his dad before giving away to the fans, letting them out there. So even the guys, even the pros, have that moment where they want to have a catch on the field with Dad. It's a really cool thing. It happens here each and every Father's Day. The Fightin' Phils do it, and I think it's awesome. And it is filled with players, or with dads and their sons. Lots of the light blue, lots of the Hawaiian shirts that were given away as part of the crowd here on a Father's Day Sunday. So unfortunately for the Phils, it ends with a bit of a thud as the Fisher Cats take the game and split the series. For New Hampshire, 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. For Reading, no runs, just the 1 hit, 4 errors, and 4 left on base. Devereaux Harrison gets the win, and he earned it with 5 1/3 innings pitched and giving up just the 1 hit. He also struck out 6 along the way. He's now 5-5. Mitch Noonborn, who gave up just the 1 run, takes the loss. He is 2-1, and there was no save. The game played in 2 hours and 38 minutes and played in front of 6,242 here in Baseball Town. We will go right back to work again on Tuesday. 7 o'clock is first pitch as the Reading Fightin' Phils will take on the Hartford Yard Goats on Tuesday night. Another full series, and as always, plenty of things for you to come on out and watch baseball here at FirstEnergy Stadium as the Phils and Yard Goats will go after one another beginning on Tuesday night. We'll have Star Wars, we'll have fireworks, we'll have a little bit of everything over the course of the next couple of series. As always, go to ourphils.com and find out more information about what's coming up, and you can also find out how you can get tickets as well to come on out here to see baseball here in Baseball Town. So again, with the win, New Hampshire improves to 29-34. Fightin' Phils fall to 23-38. That will do it for our broadcast tonight. But again, we will be right back at it on Tuesday at 8:30 WEU.com as the Fightin' Phils and the Yard Goats go after one another for the first of a 6-game series. Each and every night from Tuesday through Friday, it's a 7 o'clock start. Saturday at 6:45. And then, as always, we wrap it up on Sunday with a 5:15 start. Hope to see you out here in Baseball Town. For my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening, everyone, as the Fisher Cats win it today, 5-0, and a split in the series between the Fisher Cats and the Fightin' Phils. Thanks for listening. Have yourselves a great night. We'll talk to you with more baseball from Baseball Town on Tuesday.